The following is brought to you by Essentia Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Luther Family Buick GMC, Cass Clay, Lake Region Health Center, Hollywood.com, Hawley Merchants, Barnesville Economic Development, Olson Pools and Spas. The dream of a state title is alive tonight for Hawley and Barnesville. These two bitter rivals have already met once this year, with the Nuggets prevailing. Both are capable of winning a state title, but only one will advance. The 8AA championship and a berth in the state playoffs is next on the X.
It's one of the best rivalries in the state of Minnesota. For the third straight year, they'll meet in the section championship game. Hawley comes into this on a 9-game win streak, looking to sweep its bitter rival. Barnesville enters this game knowing they've knocked the Nuggets off 2 straight years in the final. Tonight they go for the trifecta. It's the 8AA championship game, live on WDAY Extra. Good evening, everybody. With Derek Bakken, I'm Dom Izzo. The main event of the last 2 days here at the Fargo Dome, and we get it for you live with Barnesville and Hawley. That's enough said for these two schools, isn't it?
Rivalry game. Throw the records out the window. Let's play football.
It's like looking at the mirror for both of these squads. A look at the matchup between these two teams, what records each of them have. Barnesville, though, has lost twice this season after they got knocked off by the Nuggets. Breckenridge went and knocked them off. If there's a stat on this page for defining a winner tonight, what is it to you?
Turnovers. Turnovers, Barnesville, 22 turnovers, Hawley, 14. That could be a factor in the game. You got a rushing team, you got a passing team, But throw all that out. This is going to be a rivalry game.
A look at our X Factor, our players to watch. There are some tremendous players all over the field. We'll start with Barnesville. Hunter Zenzen is getting some major looks from colleges. He's a force on the defensive end. He's
a very good player on the defensive side. He has to be a force tonight. And then along, like we saw the game previous, who's going to step up and be as Robin to his Batman if he can be that role? 5 sacks so far this year for the junior for Barnesville. On the opposite side, Hawley likes to throw it around, and this guy goes out and catches it. Chase Liebach, he's had a really nice year, 5 touchdowns. He's the deep threat for the Nuggets. He's a deep threat. He's got speed, he's long, he's lean, and look at those arms. He could reach up and post a guy out and pick that ball right out of the air. They said back in August they were ready for this game when fall camp began, and here they are in the first Friday in November, ready for a chance to play for the state tournament. We come back, we'll kick it off. The 8AA championship game is coming up on WDAY Extra.
These Barnesville Merchants back the Trojans in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Midwest Bank. Valley Egg Partners, with locations in Rothsay, Dilworth, and Barnesville. Purple Goose. Barnesville Drug and Hardware, providing small-town service for all your hardware and pharmacy needs. From your local Barnesville merchants, go Trojans! These Hawley merchants back the Nuggets in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Valley Premier Bank, with branches in Hawley and Moorhead. Celine Bros, supporting the Nuggets since 1947. Kirk's Superstop, your locally owned gas station. First Hawley Agency. From your local Hawley merchants, go Nuggets!
The 8AA championship game, ready to go. Barnesville and Hawley. Let's introduce you to both of these teams. The records between these two teams is remarkable. They've played earlier this season, as we mentioned in our intro, but you look at the last 13 times they have played, Coach. Hawley's won 7, Barnesville's won 6. 4 of them have been for a section championship. Hawley won 2, Barnesville's won 2. I mean, it's as close as you can get.
No, this is Michigan State right in our backyard, isn't it?
When you have two teams that know each other as well as these two teams, the coaches know each other as well as they do, what is the deciding factor in a game like this?
Effort, attitude, determination. It's execution. Every coach, every offensive play is designed to be perfect. Defenses, we got 18 things to do. We only got 11 guys. You got to execute everything. The team that executes better tonight and doesn't make mistakes will win. I know that's coach speak, but it's going to happen, especially when you get into these rivalry games.
This is a great tradition that they play for a traveling trophy. Lee's paddle, dedicated to former coach Lee Eklund, who passed away a couple years ago. Hawley's actually won the paddle the first 2 years they've played it. And this, for any of our viewers that watch any Bison football, what they do before any Missouri Valley Conference game. They go out and shake hands with the opposing team. And you don't see that often in high school football.
No.
Not before the game like this. This is fantastic.
And it should be, because you know what? What you do between the lines when that clock starts, that's war, that's battle, that's everything. But when you walk off, you have to be able to walk off those chalk lines and be able to shake hands and be friends.
Let's introduce you to the coaches. Barnesville's Brian Strand took this program when they were still known as Agassiz Valley. They were a co-op with Rothsay. He's turned them into a state powerhouse. Barnesville made state in 2009, 2010, 2016, and 2017. The longtime coach of the Hawley Nuggets is Peter Natz. He's won and won often. State trips 3 consecutive years in 2007, 8, and 9. 3 more state trips in 2012, 2013, and 2014. Two terrific coaches. Both know each other very well. There's no secrets between the two. That's got to set up for what should be a dynamite football game here tonight. That's Coach Strand in the red hat. Told me earlier this week one of his best players is actually an 8th grader. Plays up front. We'll introduce you to him as the night progresses. Barnesville will receive this opening kickoff. 2016, Barnesville won 24-14 to win the section championship. Last year in this building, a 29-22 Barnesville win. What is it about when you play a team for a second time in the season? Who has the advantage? The winning team from the first time or the losing team?
Depends on what score was. If that winning team thumped you, they still got the advantage, and I can tell you that from experience. But these two guys know each other really well, and they're going to know what's coming. Again, it's execution, execution, execution.
When the first game was a 1-point game, is there any advantage then?
No, then there isn't any advantage, but you know what? Then there's no disadvantage for the team that lost either.
Trayton Cassette will do the kicking. You're going to hear me call his name quite a bit tonight. Number 8 in maroon. The Nuggets in their traditional colors. Barnesville with the white jerseys and the purple helmets. Here we go, folks. Buckle up. The opening kick. Return out to the 30-yard line. And an early tackle from the Nuggets, brought down by Garrett Peterson to start things for Hawley. Here's the Barnesville offense with Matt Samuelson. Johnny Robidoux is the 8th grader with Pepping the center. Connor Morrison, Gabe Dent at tackle. The backs and receivers. Adam Tonsfeld's a great quarterback. Detloff, Brenner, Kellen Hins, Preston Snow will watch for him. And Zenzen's a really good tight end who can catch the ball. Trojans will line up with 3 in the backfield. It'll be Tonsfeld keeping it on first down. Gets a couple of yards for Matthew Thompson of Hawley. Big number 65 brings him down. Let's introduce you to the Nugget defense. There is Thompson with TJ Hines, Wyatt Dunham, and Scott Cluck. The linebackers, Noah Glad's a really good player with Gunnar Lawson, Darian Gertis, and Jacob Vetter, who also is the quarterback for the Nuggets. Chase Leibach, Trayton Cassette, and Carter Kopachik on the back end. A gain of 4 for Tonsfeld. Makes it 2nd down and 6. That play went up the middle. Nothing happened there. Everybody got faked out except Jacob Vetter, who made the big-time hit along with Thompson. It'll be a 3rd down and long coming up. Watch it there. It was right up the up man who got it. That was Detloff, who normally is able to break some. Not that time. 3rd and 7. It was a loss of 1. On the counter, trying to get to the outside. Brenner hauled down by Gunnar Lawson. And it'll be 4th down for Barnesville. A little miscommunication there, too. Townsville ran into his own man.
Just a little bit. I just sit here and I just love, this is like wing tee, this is like wishbone. You know, this full house backfield, and you got to be disciplined as a defender, and that's what you want. You want to see how disciplined this Nuggets defense is, and that right now they did a heck of a job.
So it's a 3 and out for Barnesville. Good kick. Lawson takes this one, trying to make a man miss, does at the 40, makes another man miss, and a swarm of Barnesville tacklers with a takedown, and then a late penalty flag, and this might be for a hit after the whistle. After he was dragged back was Lawson to the 36-yard line. And that's the one thing you got to guard against in a game like this.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that. You don't want anything that's not going to be cheap but turn into a cheap shot.
And our first call tonight.
After the return, dead ball, personal foul, number 7 White, 15 yards, first down.
Nolan Rick. It's that they called on the penalty. So it's an automatic 15 added on. And how about this field position that Hawley gets to work with? As they'll go to work from the 43. As we mentioned earlier, that was the score of game 1. Hawley edging out Barnesville 19-18. That game played at Hawley's field. Jacob Vetter, he has waited 364 days to get back on this field. We'll tell you why in a second. First down. Little option pitch to Lawson. Gunnar Lawson, look at the open running room as a first down and then some. Trips up himself to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 17 on first down. Here's the Nugget offense with Bentley, Cluck, Wyatt Dunham, Marcus Rosing, and Matthew Thompson up front. Vetter's the quarterback. That was Cassette, on that big run with Peterson, Lawson, Hunter Magnuson, and Noah Glad. Cassette's a really special player as well as he goes for 17 on that first play. 1st and 10 from the 26. Vetter drives forward. He is a big man to try and bring down. Vetter comes in 6'5", 210. Here's another look here at that option pitch to Cassette.
Then you just read that end crashed on the quarterback. He flipped it out there, and that was a heck of a run. Like you said, the turf gremlin got him, but that was a heck of a cut back inside. Usually you don't want your running back to cut inside into the meat hash number sideline is what you tell him, but he did a good job there to get positive yardage.
Vetter broke his leg and tore his ACL in this game last year. Somehow played on one leg. Missed the early part of this season. Has come back. He's got some colleges looking at him, obviously, with his size. On a second down, they go to Cassette. Nothing doing there. Barnesville defense swarmed him.
That was a really heck of a job. Now you saw a lot of white shirts at the heels of the offensive linemen. They're trying to run an ISO play behind that sniffer back. You know, that's the lead blocker.
Here's the Barnesville defense with Zenzen, we mentioned to you, with Kroll and Joey Mark up front. The linebackers are Snobel, Anderson, Martinson, and Schiefert. The secondary with Chase Brenner, Cameron Hang, Adrian O'Brien, and Tonsfeld and Hintz are the safeties. Here's a 3rd down and 7 from the Barnesville 23. Opening possession of the game. Vetter, little slant, that's caught. Liebach on the reception, and a Hawley first down to the 15-yard line, and a gain of 8. That connection has worked all year. Liebach actually started the year playing a little bit of quarterback when Vetter was out of the lineup.
You've got to call that just that kid All-State because he's just a good hands guy. I mean, he catches everything that gets close to him.
So after the personal foul that added 15 on, here's Hawley on the move. 1st and 10 from the Barnesville 15. Just underway in the 8AA championship. The pitch to Cassette. Trying to move to the outside. Makes a man miss. Trayton Cassette dives. Oh, they say out of bounds at the 1. Cassette thought he had a touchdown. We might get a great look at this. I thought he was in. Either way, it's an outstanding effort.
You just watch this play start right here. Number 4 with that crackback, the sniffer guy, going in motion, coming in. That sealed the edge for him to get on the outside.
Got a good block downfield, too. Boy, I don't know. On that look, it looked like he got the arm around the pylon. It's first down and goal to go. Vetter in. Touchdown, Hawley. What a start for the Nuggets. Right down the field. Had a short field to work with, Coach, and they took advantage.
Jacob Vetter, for a 200-pound kid, he's a big kid. He's a tall drink of water. That's a lot of length. You know, when he lays out, he's going to lay himself right in that end zone.
Mason Klevgard will attempt the extra point for Hawley. And we've got some movement on the Barnesville side of things. Hunter Anderson.
Got dead ball. Encroachment, defense, number 34, White.
He was the man.
Still the try.
Looked like Edwin Moses there with the hurdles trying to jump over the Barnesville, the Hawley offensive line, so we'll try it again. Klevgard, extra point up, and it is good. 7.5 remaining on the Essentia Health scoreboard. Hawley has drawn first blood in the 8AA championship. It's the Nuggets 7 and Barnesville nothing.
Hawley would be a great place for you.
Come join us in Hawley. It's a great place to raise a family.
A vibrant community. Hawley has great schools, opportunities for your family and sports as well as the arts, great recreation, and a fast-growing business community. Plus, Hawley is only 22 minutes from Fargo-Moorhead. If you're looking for a great place to live, visit Hawley, Minnesota. Learn more at Hollywood.com.
This is Cass Clay Country. We believe in community, hard work, and sharing common interests. Even though you may never meet one of our Cass Clay dairy farmers, you're still connected to them. You fuel their passion and keep it going every day. Because when you buy Cass Clay and share the goodness with your family, some good comes around to the people of our community. It's a circle that goes from farm to family and back again. Cass Clay, homegrown, pure goodness.
The absolute best thing about living in Barnesville is the people. We have been welcomed with open arms in the community, and we've made great friends. There are lots of things to do in Barnesville. First of all, you have all the school activities. They are very well attended by the community. I love the community support. There is usually every month something to get involved in. Barnesville is a fun place to live. Do you want me to explain?
Back here at the Fargo Dome, Vetter scoring on that 1-yard run after Trayton Cassette's brilliant run down to the 1-yard line where it looked like he may have scored. Either way, the Nuggets find the land of 6 and lead this game 7-0. Stay tuned, everyone, for our Cass Clay halftime report. That's coming up. Short kickoff. Fielded by Hunter Anderson, who gets out to the 40-yard line. It'll be good field position for Barnesville as they'll get the ball for the second time on offense. It was a quick 3-and-out for the Trojans the first time they had the ball. Barnesville got here, knocking off Roseau in the section semis. Hawley had a bye in the opening round. They had to outscore Warroad last week as we get penalty flags thrown here.
Encroachment, defense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, still first.
That might be a little bit of the nerves, jitteriness there of jumping offside.
No yards per gap. Want to get in your gap because you know there's a three-headed monster in that backfield, and somebody's going to get exposed on that defensive line.
So it's first down and 5. And up the middle, Detloff. Yeah, that one brought right down on the carry as that one went up the middle to Kellen Hines. It is going to be a work here to make sure we have, who knows who has the ball.
This is the kind of offense you have to watch the all 22 at all times.
Gets out to midfield for Hines on that carry. It's a first down and 10 right at midfield. Good run there as Detloff out to the 46-yard line on the carry. Detloff does a majority of the work on the ground for Barnesville. He's had a really nice season. Over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns to lead the way for the Trojan offense. He picked up 5 on first down. It's second down and 5. 7-0 Hawley, nearly halfway through the quarter. Now they'll go on the pitch to the outside. Good cutback move there. And the run all the way down to the 35-yard line for Chase Brenner with a fumble on the play. And it goes back over to Hawley as Brenner coughed up the ball.
That was such a good looking play, and the minute you saw that beanbag come out, you knew there was a turnover.
Another look at it here. Brenner had a good play going. Just stripped the ball out. Solid hit, too, by Carter Kopacek.
Positive yardage. I mean, when you've got 3 guys in the backfield, you got 32 personnel, you got 8 gaps up front, and you're pulling a guard to add another gap, so that's 9. Now you got a lead blocker, that's 10. That's a lot of things to be doing out there.
Hawley back with it now after they force a Barnesville fumble. Not the start the Trojans wanted. Vetter keeps it on first down. Good tackle. Brought immediately down. Aaron Schiefert comes up with a big-time stop.
And that's exactly what that Barnesville defense wanted to do, make him check his feet and cut it outside, and they just swarmed right on him. You had the sniffer back go up inside. That hole got cut down right now.
Loss of 1 on the play as Schiefert came through there to blow it up. Ball back to the Nugget 35. 7-0. Hawley with the lead. 5.5 remaining in the opening quarter. Vetter, look at the time, over the middle, intercepted, and Schiefert with the pick. Schiefert, can he get a block? And he's brought down at the 30-yard line, and Barnesville comes up with a big defensive play. After he just made the tackle, now he picks off Vetter. Hit him right in the hands.
Hit him right in the hands, and as a lot of coaches will say on the defense side of the ball, there's a lot of color in that hole. Don't throw that doggone ball.
Well, each team now with a turnover. After the fumble by Brenner, an interception, and now the Trojans are set up at the 30-yard line. On the handoff, Hines gets this one. He spins over to the 26-yard line. Lawson in on the stop.
I just am so amazed you got 8 gaps. You're pulling guards. You got an 8th grader, 54, coming over and making a big block. You got 3 guys dancing in the backfield. I mean, I think we're watching Navy or Army or something here. There's a lot of
classic
responsibility.
Stuff. Tonsfeld will keep this one himself. Cassette ends up being the first one to knock him down, as he'll get out to the 21-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 coming up. Brian Strand always pretty energetic there on the sideline talking to his players.
Just telling him to punch him in the mouth. This is a punch you in the mouth offense, and that's what we're going to run. You got to respect the dive, so you got to tackle the dive. He's going to pull that ball. You got to be careful. He's going to option it. A lot of things are going on.
3rd, they'll say 2 from the Nugget 22. That one went to the outside as they went to Brenner. And he's got a first down for Barnesville. And the Trojans will move it. I mean, you have to know exactly where the football is. It's just so hard.
you control your gap. You got to play gap control, because if you're sitting there with your eyes in the backfield trying to watch where that ball is, your feet are in mud and you're not moving. So, read the guy in front of you. He's going to take you to the ball. Watch those pulling guards.
Tonsfeld keeps it himself and gets swallowed up by the Hawley defensive line. It was Matt Thompson in there. You saw on the sideline, Brenner right now, he's in a tremendous amount of pain. He just went down. Looks like his right foot might be cramping up. Hard to tell right now as we look on the far sideline right now, as Brenner is, there you see it, stretching his legs out. That might exactly what it be there, Coach.
Cramping up. That last play, if everybody remembers what the replay they saw was, you saw the dive back get tackled for a loss, didn't have the ball.
Yep.
Terrible feeling by that defensive lineman that did that. 2nd
down and 7 as Detloff goes up the middle. Got about a yard or two. He's brought down at the 15. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Barnesville in a fast-moving opening quarter. We have 3 minutes remaining.
A little easier play to defend there. The quarterback opens up to a normal ISO play, so the guy's got a kind of a normal read off of it. There was no pulling.
Hawley defense playing, yeah. That's normal. I recognize that play, right?
Swear Coach Strand went to school in Jamestown and not Mayville State, because this is Raleigh Greeno all over again.
Here's Detloff on a 3rd down, trying to stretch out for the first. Had to get to the 10. He's going to be brought down short at the 11-yard line, and it's going to be 4th and 1. Well, here's a big play already early in this game. You know it's going to be tight. Probably going to go for it. Anderson along with Detloff and Hines in the backfield. 4th and 1. They'll give it Anderson on the carry. He's got a 1st down before he's brought down by Vetter as Barnesville picks it up on 4th and 1. Hunter Anderson with a big carry.
Nothing fancy there, just a Maryland ISO, 2 lead blockers, Gata blocking, just big on big, just push the guys out of the way.
Yeah, Hunter Anderson coming off here, maybe shaken up there after he got thrown down pretty hard. He's going to take a breather on the sideline. It's a 1st down and goal to go. Brenner back into the game for Barnesville, number 30. Hines has it. Swarmed down and brought down by Noah Glad, number 5 for the Nuggets.
Heck of a job by him to track that down from the backside, because if he didn't, that thing might have gone into the end zone.
And an opportunity there.
Yeah, and he just did exactly what he did. His tackle blocked down. He knew he's going to get a puller coming around. He's got to blow that thing up and spill it deeper into the backfield to make that guy turn and check his feet. He did a heck of a job.
2nd down, goal to go from the 7. Tonsfeld kept it. Maybe some miscommunication there as he tries to drive forward. A host of Nuggets in there on the stop. Scott Cluck was in there, 51. Along with Carter Kopacek. And it's 3rd down and goal to go coming up from the 5.
Just a pure ISO. Just a little misdirection, a little counter tray type action. But you still always have a lead blocker, nobody pulling. Kind of look at the backside tackle. He's going up to linebacker. When they evade the backside defensive end and let him make a play, they're going up there. That's going to be a pure ISO play. They're just, it's smash mouth football. Coach Strand's just saying, come on, guys, let's just buck up and let's smash them in the mouth.
Brian Strand and Barnesville call timeout here. Their first of the first half. You look at our Olson Pools and Spas fan cam. Great crowd from Barnesville is here. They're packed in from Hawley here on a Friday night at the Dome. Little Friday Night Lights indoors, with the winner getting a chance to play in the state tournament next week.
A lot of football in this building in the next 48 hours.
And last night, too. We had 4 games yesterday, 4 today. The Bison are on the field tomorrow.
Hold on, I don't have enough fingers and toes. My Drake math here, 72 hours.
There you go.
That's a lot of football, and a lot of good football.
Got some big games going on across the border in North Dakota that we'll update you on. Next available opportunity on that. Know plenty are interested in what's going on there. Next week, it's Dakota Bowl Friday. But here, it's a 3rd down and goal to go.
In the diamond.
Preston Snowball is in now. He takes the snap. Snowball on in his way for a touchdown. Preston Snowball answers for Barnesville. He has been a true wildcat for the Trojans on offense. And they turn the interception into points.
And that's what you want to do. You know, that's going to make Coach Strand happy. Obviously, if they win, it's going to make him even happier, but you want to always do that. When you steal possession, you want to get points out. You want to leave the field with a kick. That's either a field goal or an extra point.
I've never known Strand to kick, and they're going for 2, and that's going to be a theme throughout the night. So here we go on the 2-point play. Into the end zone is Tonsfeld for the 2, and Barnesville takes the lead at 8-7. So the Trojans, after a slow start on offense, woke up at the end of the quarter.
They woke up, and it's smash mouth football, bully in the sandbox. Let's see who wins.
Fun game going already to start. We knew it was going to be as we look at Preston Snowball keep this one. And he gets into the end zone.
Those 2 yards going into the end zone might have been the easiest 2 yards of the night on this drive.
Well, the interception, as Schieffer came up with a pick, gave Barnesville some great field position, and Tonsfeld leads the offense down, and they get into the end zone. Update on those North Dakota 3A semifinals, late 3rd quarter. Century leads West Fargo Cheyenne 28-20 in a game that's been back and forth over in West Fargo. Mustangs trying to get to their first Dakota Bowl. Out west, number 1 ranked Bismarck with a 27-13 lead on Davies in the 3rd quarter. That's late there. Demons trying to make it back to the Dakota Bowl for the 2nd time in 3 years. They lost to their bitter rivals from Century in 2016. And Dakota Bowl Friday, you can watch it on your ABC station. A week from now, my colleague will be calling the 9-man and the Class A games. I know those are close to your heart, and we should have some great finalists next week.
2018, 40-year anniversary of Drake, North Dakota, making it to the championship, playing who? Coach Bubba Schweigert's guys from down south in New Zealand. He was a sophomore then. He knew every guy that played. He said, I didn't play, Bach. And I said, how did you know everybody on that team? I was only in 5th grade. He said, I don't know. That's what my job was. That must make a heck of a coach.
Let's see here how Hawley responds in the final half minute of the opening quarter. Bouncing kick picked up by Liebach. Spins off a man, then drilled down to the ground. Good tackle by Martinson. Joey Mark was in there as well on the stop for Barnesville.
Barnesville's got a little pep in their step right now.
Don't they?
Yep, they scored, and they're flying around on defense. They got that ball back. Now they're flying down and covering kicks. Look at that. Look how many white jerseys are converging on that Hawley kid.
There's Peter Natz, the longtime coach of this Hawley team. Tremendous amount of success. On a 1st down, Vetter keeps it. Makes a nice move back across the field. Jacob Vetter, the big fella, out to the 39-yard line. A gain of 11 and a 1st down. He can not just throw it. You see he's wincing a little bit there as he comes up after that run. A year removed from ACL and a broken leg on this field.
And runs with no fear, really does. Long leg, 6'5". He gets those legs moving, he's moving.
That'll be the final play of what was an entertaining first quarter. We thought it would be. At the end of 1 on the Essentia Health scoreboard in the 8AA championship, it's Barnesville 8, Hawley 7.
These Hawley merchants back the Nuggets in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Valley Premier Bank, with branches in Hawley and Moorhead. Celine Bros, supporting the Nuggets since 1947. Kirk's Superstop, your locally owned gas station. First Hawley Agency. From your local Hawley merchants, go Nuggets.
2 weeks post-op, I went to my first wedding dance. I was out on the floor, I danced with my wife, I danced with my granddaughters, and it was just the best ever. I am so thankful I had my knee replaced. Any activity with the girls I can do, and it's pain-free, and that's the best part. The treatment I got at Lake Region Healthcare was outstanding. I don't know that I've done the Charleston yet, but I think I've come pretty close to it.
These Barnesville merchants back the Trojans in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Midwest Bank. Valley Egg Partners, with locations in Rothsay, Dilworth, and Barnesville. Purple Goose. Barnesville Drug and Hardware, providing small-town service for all your hardware and pharmacy needs. From your local Barnesville merchants, go Trojans!
Stay tuned, everyone, for the Cass Clay halftime report. That's coming up. Barnesville Athletic Director Todd Hendrickson is going to join me. Not sure the mood he's going to be in, depending on the score of the game. That's coming up at halftime. 8-7, Trojans with the lead. Opening play of the second quarter. Vetter under pressure. Now going to take it himself. Cuts back across the field. Jacob Vetter still on his feet. Carrying guys to the 45-yard line. And a Hawley first down. That goes for 16 yards.
Right here we see the defensive end 80 come inside. There's no contain on the outside, and you can't let that happen. He's too savvy a player, let's put it that way. We know he had an injury on the leg, but we know when he gets them legs moving, he can make up some ground.
So how about that? The last two plays, Vetter gets it done with his legs and generates a couple of first downs. Hawley grabbed an early lead and a Vetter 1-yard touchdown run. Barnesville then fumbled. Hawley threw a pick. Now a little screen play here. That's complete to Chase Liebach, who stretches his way out to the 38-yard line and a gain of 7.
You know Coach Strand's going to be on the sidelines too much on first down, and it is. Little tunnel screen action going on. One missed tackle and one took 3 guys to bring him down. You got to jump on those tunnel screens or any kind of slip screen action. It's just a long pitch. You got to get on it.
Liebach got 7 on that reception. Makes it a 2nd down and 3. Just underway, second quarter. Glad you're joining us tonight for the 8AA championship game on WDAY Extra. Vetter falls forward. Had to get out to the 35. He's going to be stopped at about the 36.5-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd and short coming up. It'll be 3rd down and 2. You know what I love about each of these teams right now? They're not playing like it's a championship game. This looks like a Friday night in October when they played about a month ago.
Yeah, they don't let off the gas with each other. And if anybody thinks they can play, I mean, I'm impressed at the physicality.
It's pretty good.
Go out into your garage, run into the garage door about 25 times, and then this is what it's like up here at the Fargo Dome tonight.
We're not advising anybody to do that.
Well, no, but I mean, if you're going to sit there and say, oh, look at that, look at that. No. Come up here. When you see it in person, it's something else.
That's a big penalty there on a 3rd and 2. It's a delay of game on the Nuggets. It's going to push them back 5. Boy, that took 3rd and manageable. Now to 3rd and 7.
3rd and 7. And let's see what Hawley's got wrapped up, and let's see if Coach Strand wraps up the pressure with this 3-4-3-5 defense.
Interesting play call here for Peter Natz and his offense. Third and 7. 2 minutes gone, second quarter. Vetter to throw, incomplete. Trying to go along the near sideline to Noah Glad. And it's 4th down. Just didn't get enough there as it went too far to the outside.
Didn't get enough, and number 9 really sucked the air out of that. I mean, he was right on his feet. I mean, he knew there was a presence there.
Adrian O'Brien with good coverage for Barnesville. Hawley offense is on the field. Now Cassette backs up. He is the normal punter. And he will punt for Hawley. See if he can pin Barnesville deep. High kick. It takes somewhat of a Nugget bounce as it's down to the 25-yard line. And that's where Barnesville will take over, with 9:46 remaining in the first half. We mentioned it 1 week from tonight. It's Dakota Bowl 26. Our coverage begins bright and early. Set your alarm clock at 9 a.m. for the Class A championship game. That'll be followed by the 9-man title game at around noon. Around 2:30 or so, the 2A championship game, and then we'll wrap it up at prime time at 6:30 with the 3A championship on your ABC station. We look forward to that, our 6th year of bringing you the Dakota Bowl. Here we go with a first down for Barnesville at the 25. Out of bounds on that carry. Brenner on it. Knocked out of bounds that time by Kopacek, along with Trayton Cassette.
Heck of a job by that Hawley defensive line. Those linebackers coming up and filling their responsibilities and bouncing that thing to the sidelines. That was a heck of a job.
Second down. There was no gain on the play, so it's second down and 10. They'll go up the middle. Detloff explodes and nearly gets the first down. He does get it. He's out to the 36-yard line and a Barnesville first.
That's just pure execution right there. I was counting in the box count. There's 9 guys in the box. There's only 2 guys that aren't in the box. There's 9 guys trying to stop that running play.
And he's still got 11.
He's still got 11. Doggone it.
That's enough to turn a coach's hair white.
And put him in the box with Dom.
First and 10 from the 36. Look at the room for Detloff here as he cuts back across the field out to the 44-yard line and a gain of 8.
When they show this replay, Dom, do a quick count. There's 10 guys. There's 10 guys in that box right now. Most fronts are 8-man fronts. You know, if you run a 4-2-5, whatever you do, it's an 8-man front based on the formation. There's 10 guys in there. Barnesville is saying, who cares?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Second down and 2 from the 44. Yeah, I count them. They're all there. Tonsfeld keeps it himself. He's got a first down. Liebach was the last man on the fence to bring him down at the Hawley 47. That's a gain of 9.
Barnesville is executing. Right now they're executing. They're double teaming who they need to double team. They're pulling who they need to pull, and they're hitting the first ugly color they see.
Barnesville on the move again. After their opening possession, they punted, then a fumble. They scored a touchdown, and now they're moving. First and 10 from the Nugget 47. They go up the middle on this one. Fumble! Detloff lost it on the ground. It's picked up. Carter Kopacek all the way back over to the Barnesville 39-yard line. A huge play. And the second turnover of the night for the Trojans. Boy, they just were moving so well.
We had a block in the back, number 51, Hawley. It'll be 10 yards from the spot of foul. First down, Hawley.
Another look at this one. Detloff had open running room.
That's just a heck of a job by 14.
Vetter. That's better.
You practice that in practice every day. Once a week at least. You engage, and it's a one-timer. You get your hand on the corner of the ball. One time, if it doesn't happen, you take the guy down. That was a heck of a job. Wow.
I get another look at that in our Luther Family Auto replay. If his knees were down, I'm curious on that. Either way, though, it's Hawley football after the penalty of the block in the back, so it goes back to the other side of the field, and the Nuggets will start at their own 48. Vetter with time. Downfield. Caught by Cassette. How about that? Trayton Cassette down to the 18-yard line. A 30-yard catch. He does everything. Great catch.
Even in zone coverage like that, you got to keep closing that space between you and the man. You know, you're not going to put your hands up, but the minute you look back or start playing that ball and don't know where the guy is, that ball was dropped right in there. That was a great pitch and catch.
And now here come the Nuggets. 1st and 10. Love how momentum just shifts in this game from the Trojan 18. The pitch. Cassette got a block, cuts back in, still on his feet. Brought down by Snowball at the 9-yard line. Nuggets doing what they want on offense right now.
Right now, this is a heavyweight prize fight. You know, this is Hawley and George Foreman. George Foreman just pounded the heck out of him. You know, that's Barnesville. And now that we're dancing like a butterfly and stinging like a bee with the Hawley Nuggets. Like you said, the ebb and flow.
2nd down and 1. They can get a 1st down without the touchdown. Vetter to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Liebach! There's a penalty flag on the play.
He had a defender draped all over him. They'll probably take the touchdown.
I would think.
But, I mean, that was a heck of a catch. That defensive back was just going along for the ride. If that has to be what the call is.
Red pass interference. Defense number 30. Penalty will be declined. We have a touchdown.
That was a tight window for Jacob Vetter to find Chase Liebach. And that was right on the money.
The pass was money, but look at the catch. He's got a guy draped all over him.
It was tipped too, it looked like.
He's got his hand up inside. I mean, that was a heck of a. This is.
Well, we thought.
Exactly. I mean, I'm just sitting there going, there's still 6 minutes before halftime. I mean, it's like, it's a heavyweight fight. They're just taking blows.
Klevgard. Extra point is up and through. And with 6:53 remaining in the first half, Hawley has taken back the lead in the 8AA championship game. It's the Nuggets now on top by a score of 14-8. Back live to the Dome after this.
Hawley would be a great place for you.
Come join us in Hawley. It's a great place to raise a family.
A vibrant community. Hawley has great schools, opportunities for your family and sports as well as the arts, great recreation, and a fast-growing business community. Plus, Hawley is only 22 minutes from Fargo-Moorhead. If you're looking for a great place to live, visit Hawley, Minnesota. Learn more at Hollywood.com.
Luther Family Buick GMC certified pre-owned vehicles stand apart from other used cars. Each one is factory reconditioned and must pass a 172-point inspection. Then it's backed by a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. First-year maintenance, 1 month of Sirius XM and OnStar, all free. Purchase your next certified pre-owned vehicle with no worries at Luther Family Buick GMC. Corner of I-29 and 32nd Avenue South, Fargo, or online at LutherFamilyBuickGMC.com.
During SUV season at your local Northland Ford dealer, get special closeout savings on a 2018 Ford Escape. Winter is just around the corner. Make sure you're ready. With heated seats, voice-activated Sync 3, and tech to start your engine from anywhere. The best time to save is now. During Ford's SUV season, get $3,750 cash back or lease an Escape for just $229 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
Back here at the Fargo Dome, another look at this 9-yard scoring play that was tipped. Great shot, guys. Levi with some better concentration to hang on to that. On the kick, here's Snowball. Got a head of steam as he gets out to the 33-yard line, as well they'll mark him down. And that's where the Trojan offense will go to work as you look at our Olsen Pools and Spas fan cam. Great crowds from Barnesville and Hawley here, taking in a Friday night at the Fargo Dome. Each team now has converted touchdowns off turnovers. Barnesville did it after they picked off Vetter. On the carry, that one goes to Kellen Hens. He gets out to the 37-yard line. Update from North Dakota. Bismarck Century now extended its lead 31-20 late in the fourth quarter on West Fargo Cheyenne. Out west, all Bismarck. The Demons leading 34-13 on Davies. It looks like what we thought it might be, a Bismarck Bowl for the 3A championship next week.
1 versus 2.
They played a few weeks ago with Bismarck winning. Tonsfeld slowed up by Detloff, and he gets brought down to the backfield. That one had no chance of working there as Matt Thompson comes in to make the hit. That play got blown up from the start.
Yeah, well, Detloff started from the backside, and then it came from the front side. Just a little miscommunication there on the midline.
Makes it a 3rd down and 7. Barnesville with its 5th possession of the half. They've turned it over twice already. You can count everybody.
11 guys in the box.
A reverse, though. And Hintz fell down. He had a chance, but he falls down. There's a penalty flag thrown as well. And it's a hold on Barnesville.
That was old-fashioned slobber knocker football. There's 11 guys in the box coming down because there's nobody spread out.
Boy, that could have been disaster there just on the exchange. Because it looked like that Brenner almost fumbled it.
And he was close. He only needed 5 more steps to get a first down, and he went to tripped. I think he'd have had it.
Right now, their Hawley coaching staff discussing if they're going to accept the penalty or decline it since it's going to be 4th down.
We've got holding. Number 80 on the offense. It'll be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Remain 3rd down.
So that's going to back Barnesville up to the 23-yard line and make this 3rd and a mile. Going to be 3rd down and 20 coming up. But the way they run their offense, sometimes they can get 20 yards in chunk plays. Clock running as we near 5 minutes remaining in the first half. 14-8. Hawley with the lead on Barnesville for the 8AA championship.
We got a wing and a flanker. He's getting crazy out here.
The first pass attempt of the game. Tonsfeld wide open. Down the field is Brenner at the 40, at the 30. Knocked down at the 24-yard line. A reception for Chase Brenner. And it works to perfection for the Trojans.
He ran that. He was in the wing position, went in motion, went vertical, almost like a wheel route.
You know what? Whenever I ask you, hey, is there a play call for 3rd and 20? We just saw it.
That play is not designed to get 30.
Holy cow.
That's not a 30-yard play. I mean, it's a play that's designed to give you some yardage. But
it got him 53. It's 1st down and 10 at the 17. They'll try that reverse again. Hins on the carry, dragging defenders inside the 10 as he gets down to the 8-yard line.
Now, the chess match with Coach Strand and them, he had 9, 10, 11 guys in the box. Now you run a guy vertical on the outside on the edge. Nobody's going to cover him because everybody's packed in looking for, because that's what the formation dictates. This is fantastic. These two guys definitely are veterans, and this is just fun to watch. I can see why they're good friends. They got to laugh about some of this stuff.
The actual total final on that play was 60 yards. Fumble as Tonsfeld will have to cover it up. That was a 60-yard play to Brenner on that pass. So if Tonsfeld doesn't throw another pass, he went 1 of 1 for 60 yards.
It's a good night in that offense, I bet.
Hey, his quarterback rating will be through the roof. Third down, and 4 coming up from the 10. They go up the middle with Detloff, who sneaks his way forward. He's got a 1st down to the 3-yard line. And the Trojans are knocking on the door. It went from 3rd and 20 to 1st and goal. Unbelievable.
It was the right play call at the right time. You know, you're packing all those guys in the box and you're getting the guy out vertical on a vertical route.
Well, here I am, second guess Central that you maybe could have declined the penalty. It would have been 4th down.
I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that was a little. I thought make him kick it.
That could think about that now as we could do that up here in the booth. But it's 1st down and goal to go for Barnesville. Detloff, can he get in? No signal. No, they say he's down at the 1-yard line. Detloff, who scored 9 of those this season, is denied his 10th. Remember, Snowball scored the first touchdown of the game when he came in to run the offense for Barnesville. There he is, number 2. Hope you're enjoying this, folks. Sometimes, many times in sports, the hype doesn't live up to a great game, but so far we've got that. 2nd down and goal. The keep. Snowball. Touchdown. Barnesville responds after a 3rd down and 20. Preston Snowball in from a yard out, and that has tied the game at 14. Pretty good response from the Trojans.
Like you said, a lot of times things don't live up to the hype. This one has lived up
so
to
far.
46 minutes so far. It's been fantastic. It's like a roller coaster ride. I'm just sitting here oh my gosh. And again, the physicality of this game is amazing me. I cannot believe how physical these two teams are playing right now.
Now the 2-point conversion. Tonsfeld going to keep it. In for the 2. Good run from Adam Tonsfeld, and Barnesville retakes the lead at 16-14. This has been fun. That was a nice move.
Nice little running back. I mean, you gotta protect the option play. You got 43 leaking out there for the option play, and he just cuts her right up inside.
16-14 now. Barnesville back in front with 2:42 to go in the first half. Brett Schmidt looking things over, wondering, all right, we got plenty of time here with 2:42 to go in the first half. And this little nugget here, no pun intended, as Hawley will get the ball to start the second half.
I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if there's any adjectives. I mean, there's bullying, the sandbox, there's all that stuff. This is a demolition derby with football players. They're just going after it. I'm just totally amazed by the physicality. I just can't say it enough. These guys are getting after it. And they shook hands before the game.
Yes,
but
they
they'll
did.
shake hands after the game. This is fantastic.
.242 remaining, first half. 16-14, Barnesville with the lead in the 8AA championship game. Low kick, fielded at the 20-yard line. It was picked up there by Darian Gertis. He gets smacked down to the ground. Good tackle by Brooks Martinson. He throws Gertis to the ground, and Hawley will start at its own 32. That was a good hit.
That's twice now we've seen kickoff returns being covered very well by Barnesville.
All right, well, let's see. As Brian Strand's going to call timeout here. Spends his second. Talk things over with his
on
defense.
The field, charge to Barnesville. They're second of the half.
As Hawley converted the last time they had the ball. That was after the Barnesville fumble. As Vetter hit Chase Liebach on a 9-yard touchdown pass. That made it 14-8 Hawley. Then Barnesville responds. They drive down the field after a 3rd down and 20. They get a 60-yard pass play on 3rd down. And then Snowball runs it in on a 1-yard touchdown. The 2-point play is good. And it's 16-14. If you're just joining us, you missed a heck of a lot of football already. It's been entertaining. I'm not sure what the second half has in store for us.
I'm waiting for you at the end of the game to say, Barnesville put up 400 yards, and we're 1 for 1 for 60 through the air. Like an Army game or a Navy game, you know. And we threw the ball one time for 100% completion. And
earlier scores from today, Ottertail Central gets the win over Ada Borup, 38-28. The game that you saw here on the X to win the 6A championship. First time that the Bulldogs are going to state since 2015. Pillager with a big win over Osakis in the 6AA championship, 30-16. Burndale knocked off Underwood earlier today in the Section 4 9-man final over Underwood, 12-0. First and 10. Not much there on that carry for Cassette. It's the Barnesville defense. Brady Kroll in there. Big number 74 is Zenzen as well in on the stop. No huddle offense. Second down. Vetter going deep. Looking for Glad. Incomplete. Just out of the reach of his fingertips, but he was probably out of bounds anyway. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up. He led him. Just incomplete.
Trying to catch him off guard a little bit there, going tempo. Now they're going to huddle up.
Well, this is interesting, too, because Barnesville didn't take them long to go down the field and score. That's the last thing Hawley wants to do is give him the ball back. 3rd down and 10. Vetter rolling, throws, incomplete. That hit the ground to Liebach, and it'll be 4th down. Thought he might have short armed this one just a little bit. Trying to get it there.
Threw it like a baseball pitcher.
Yep,
you could kind of see he was just a little too much aiming, and just instead of just letting go of it.
Well, that was the worst thing that could happen for Hawley. 2 incomplete passes to stop the clock. Now you got to punt it away on 4th down.
Yeah, you took no time off the clock, and you're going to give the ball back to him in probably fairly decent field position.
So 4th and 10. And the punt by Cassette. End over end kick. Fielded there by Brenner. Tries to get the outside. Glad does a nice job to tackle him and bring him out of bounds, as they'll say, at the 30. Well, they're going to mark it here at about the 37-yard line, and that's where Barnesville will start. They have 1 timeout remaining with 1:59 to go in the first half. The games have gone final across the river. Bismarck Century returns to the Dakota Bowl for the 3rd time in 4 years. They beat West Fargo Cheyenne 31-20, and they'll see their bitter rivals for the championship. Bismarck knocks off Davies 34-13. On the reverse, Brenner up across the field. Chase Brenner at the 40. Glad brings him down all the way at the 26-yard line. Brenner is getting loose for the Trojans in the second quarter.
That Noah Glad's got some wheels. Holy cow.
And this is why that play selection there, what happened, was so big for Hawley.
Absolutely.
Because now here's Barnesville with a chance to get a bonus touchdown before the end of the half.
And Brenner made the perfect cut. He had a lead blocker on that double reverse. Cut her right up inside behind the blocker. That was a thing of beauty.
Here's a first down from the 26. Detloff with some running room. Nick Detloff buries his way forward out to the 15-yard line, and a Trojan first down. He gets 11. The Barnesville offense is humming right now, Coach.
They are.
I mean, there's no short gains here. They're getting 8, 10, 11.
Yeah, and every play is punching them in the mouth.
Yep.
I mean, they're coming after him, playing downhill big time.
Nearing a minute remaining in the first half. Snowball in at quarterback now. Preston Snowball explodes for a touchdown. 15 yards, his 3rd of the game. And Barnesville extends its lead to 22-14.
We get a 2-point conversion here. It's a 2-possession game.
How about this run? found a seam, gets into the end zone.
Nobody to leverage him back inside. Didn't have anybody to check up his feet. He just had clear running room to the end zone.
On the 2-point play, the pitch, fumbled, and it'll be covered up there by Johnny Robidoux. So it remains a one-possession game at 22-14. Here's another look at the score.
No force player at all out there to make him do anything different than just keep running and staying on path.
Well, Barnesville's got to feel pretty good here about what they've done in the first half. They turned the ball over twice and yet lead Hawley 22-14 with a minute to go in the first half.
Yeah, and they were a 2-point conversion away from having it being a two-possession game at halftime.
I know as a former DAC 10 guy, you got to look at the fact that, by the way, next week's Dakota Bowl 3A game will be coached by a couple of Dickinson State guys, Mark Gibson and Ron Wiggenbach next week. I know.
DAC 10? No, we go back to NDCAC. We're even back. Wiggenbach is back when there's still a different name. They weren't called the Blue Hawks yet, but me and Coach Gibson, we might have shared a room or two a few times. We were the same age.
Well, that'll be fun next Friday night for the 3A championship in North Dakota high school football. Here in Minnesota, this has lived up to the hype so far. Barnesville 22, Hawley 14 with a minute remaining in the first half. Connor Morse does the kicking for Barnesville. Line drive kick. Got to be fielded to the 20-yard line by Cassette. Makes a man miss. Hard tackle, too. He gets driven down to the ground. That time by Joey Mark. Almost identical field position for Hawley where they started their last drive, as they'll go to work from the 37. Hawley has all 3 of its timeouts, so they can do this, especially with that arm of Vetter.
Absolutely.
In 54 seconds.
And they're a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away to having this thing tied at halftime.
1st and 10. Vetter, look at the time. Wide open down the field is Glad, tipped and incomplete. How about that play by Brenner? Because Glad was open.
That was a heck of a play by Brenner. That was a heck of a play. Just not enough on it from the quarterback. You know, he's right-handed quarterback throwing to his left.
Wow, Brenner got up there too. Hins was waiting too. He could have had an interception.
Very close to having that. That was just a good athletic play on both sides of the ball.
3 straight incompletions here for Vetter at the end of the half. 2nd and 10. Hawley with all 3 of its timeouts. 47 seconds left in the half. They'll keep it with Cassette. He's trying to get to the outside. Good running there from Trayton Cassette as he gets out to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 8. It'll be a 3rd down and 2. Clock still running. Peter Netz electing not to use one of his timeouts here. Interesting. That clock ticks away as we're down to the final 20 of the opening half. 3rd and 2. Tick, tick, tick here. Nothing doing there for Cassette. Brought down by Brady Kroll. And that will be the final play of the first half. What a half for the Barnesville Trojans. They turn it over twice. And they'll go into the halftime locker room, leading this game 22-14. We got to catch our breath. This has been fun.
It has been. This has been a roller coaster ride this first half.
If you're Hawley, what are you doing here to adjust as you go into halftime?
You got to keep it. You got to be able to tackle, be a little more sure tackling, be no yards in your gap, attack that 3-back set. And if you're Barnesville, don't turn the ball over. You know, they turned the ball over, and that kind of caught him a little bit. And you can kind of see Coach Pete, he wanted to get into halftime. He didn't want to do anything dumb before halftime. That's why they wanted to do that.
What a first half here for this 8AA championship. We thought it would be fun. It's lived up to the hype. Touchdowns galore, big plays galore. And right now the Trojans lead this game on the Essentia Health scoreboard. It's Barnesville 22, Hawley 14. Our Cass Clay halftime.
When other diets don't work, lose up to 1 pound of fat a day with Healthy Systems USA.
Hi, my name is Carol, and I started Healthy Systems USA 60 days ago, and I'm down 30 pounds.
Order online or call us today.
Don't miss your chance to save big during Menards' free Black Friday sale. Breathe cleaner air with DuPont air filters. Buy one plus 8,000 allergen air filter at $7.99 and get one free. Give your home a great new look with Pittsburgh Paramount paint. $28.98 after rebate. Stay connected with this 7-inch tablet. $39.99. Get your projects done with this Hitachi drill and work light. Only $49. Get these great offers plus many more through Sunday during Menards' free Black Friday sale.
Save big money at Menards.
A season's worth of action
Makes another man miss, and he's going to fire the end zone.
comes down to Championship Friday.
They're the 3A champions.
It's the 26th anniversary of the Dakota Bowl, and you can catch all 4 championships on the networks of WDAY TV Friday, November 9th, starting with the Division A championship game at 9 a.m. Live November 9th, only on the networks of WDAY TV and Inform.com. Brought to you in part by Farmers Union Insurance.
My life has been an absolute roller coaster. Your father, our TV show became a success. Going through cancer, I went through a very public divorce.
Tarek from Flipper Flop was opening up about his latest health struggle.
I was really sick. I looked like a cadaver.
Then e-cigarette companies are giving out scholarships.
That is a lot of money.
But is it just another evil marketing ploy? Plus,
can the flu virus live on a toilet?
The doctors.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. on WDAY, WDAZ.
When other diets don't work, lose up to 1 pound of fat a day with Healthy Systems USA.
My name is Brandon, and I lost 20 pounds. I didn't even feel hungry. I would definitely recommend Healthy Systems USA.
Order online or call us today.
You're watching WDAY Extra.
This is the Cass Clay Halftime Report.
Inside the Fargo Dome for the 8AA championship game on our WDAY Extra Minnesota Section Championship Friday, where Barnesville leads Hawley 22-14. Our pleasure to have Barnesville Athletic Director Todd Hendrickson give us a few minutes. I have to catch my breath. I don't know about you. That was entertaining.
Absolutely. You know, when you get Hawley Barnesville on the same field, I guess this is what everybody expected. This is what we all came to see.
When did this change? Barnesville and Hawley obviously are old HOL rivals, but it wasn't always the case in football. I think about 10 years ago when Barnesville finally knocked them off, then this thing really got going, didn't it?
You know, it did. And, Coach Strand has done a great job building the program. The kids have really bought in. A lot of work has been done in that weight room in the morning, and that's a credit to Coach Strand and everything that he has done. But, once they tasted a little bit of success, it really took off. And, we see what Hawley has been able to do, and, we wanted that. And our kids worked hard to get it.
I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Todd, it wasn't that long ago, you guys were known as Agassiz Valley. You guys were co-oping with Rosse. Coach Strand comes in, and it's just been a complete 180 where now everyone around the state knows Barnesville's really good in 2A football.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's a credit to everything that he's done and things that he's put in place. He's got a tremendous coaching staff that has also done a great job. And, yeah, we're very excited. And, the younger kids coming up have seen that, and it's exciting.
I was going to ask you that. How much has that changed just the perception of football in the town, where more and more kids want to come out, not just for football, but for other sports as well?
It's been huge. Our FM numbers, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade have been outstanding. And, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Our volunteer coaches and the guys that work in those programs, Coach Strand has got some of his philosophies in place at that level, and it's been building. It's been outstanding.
You've had some great success in other sports as well. I can think of golf, basketball, wrestling. It just keeps on going. Describe what the mood at the school is right now with athletics.
We've had a great fall. I mean, our volleyball team had an outstanding year. Actually, we've had 2 great years. This year, we lost to New York Mills in the subsection final, but it was an outstanding match. And that program has really come around. Coach Askegard has done a phenomenal job with that. So, yeah, I mean, things are definitely going in the right direction for us.
competition of the Heart of Lakes is probably as good as it's ever been. When you look top to bottom, whether it's Perham, who's opened up their brand new school, you guys are running pretty well. Hawley's always going good. Breckenridge has got it going. I mean, there's no off night for you guys when you're playing, is there?
There isn't, and our kids know that. I mean, every time you start a new season and a new sport, you got to be ready to play, and you got to come in prepared to play. And you know that all starts in the off season, and as I said, in the mornings before school. So that weight room is full, and it's a tribute to the kids and how hard they work.
Now, how many of these guys are you going to see on your bench come winter, and are you hoping you don't see them for a while, like till Thanksgiving weekend?
Yeah, we told them I don't mind postponing that basketball season. We'll go as late as we have to. But yeah, there's a lot of kids that are dual sport and some three sports. So we're fortunate that way that we've got some well-rounded athletes, and that's boys and girls.
Describe what you got coming about for your team for boys basketball this upcoming winter.
Well, we're excited. I mean, we've got some good experience coming back. We got some great youth coming up. So we're looking forward to a good year.
When you look at what Coach Strand has done, how much is that reflective also of now when you see guys going on? His son Michael's had an amazing career, both at Barnesville and now at MSU Moorhead, where, okay, I can play high school ball and then I have a chance to play college ball, and that's happened as well, which wasn't the case even 5-10 years ago.
Absolutely. We got two young ladies that'll be playing for Moorhead State for the basketball team, and Nicole Herbenson and Peyton Boom. So, believe me, our young ladies are seeing that as well. So it's exciting because, as I said, our younger kids, and you alluded to that, they see this and they know that, it's not out of our reach. If we put that kind of time and effort in, we've got those same chances.
Now, what do you like during a game? Are you by yourself? Are you sitting with people? Are you pacing? What are you doing during a game?
I'm kind of up away from the crowd. I'm sitting with my family and enjoying the game. But yeah, it's I try to remove myself a little bit because I tend to get a little bit excited at times, and I gotta stay away a little bit.
But before I let you go, the atmosphere here, I mean, it's always great at your place and at Hawley. This is pretty good, though, for the kids on a Friday night, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, we love coming to the Fargo Dome. It's a venue that, this is what we look forward to getting to. I mean, and when you've made it here, your season has been pretty good.
Thanks for doing this. Enjoy the second half, okay?
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Todd Henderson, the athletic director at Barnesville High School, giving us a few minutes here on our Cass Clay halftime report. Been a fun one so far. The Trojans lead Hawley 22-14. Our Cass Clay halftime report continues right after this.
Every morning you wake up not knowing what lies ahead, the struggles you'll endure, the triumphs you'll embrace. But one thing we know for sure, you're going to take whatever comes at you and face it head on. Because that's just the kind of people we are, and that's why you end your day here with us.
Your news, your weather, your sports.
For your day. For all of the uncertainties you face, one thing's certain. You end your day here with us on WDAY.
It takes a team to bring the story home every day. It takes a leader to build a legacy of trust.
As the only locally owned news station in the region, we're there for you at every turn.
We're your neighbors, telling the stories that matter because your community is our community.
So when you need to reconnect, remember that we're working every day, just like you.
Trying to make a better tomorrow.
WDAY News, the only locally owned news station in the region.
Yeah, we take our responsibility pretty serious about what we do and what we cover. We want to be there for all those moments. That just kind of goes with the territory when WDAY Sports is next to your name. I love seeing kids succeed and doing well. I do, that part of me comes out, and hopefully I try to portray that on the news each night, that my enthusiasm for their achievement comes out during the sports. But we're going to be there one way or the other for things that are coming down the road. It's going to be exciting.
Children's holiday moments are precious. Record those moments of your child reading their holiday wish list or letter to Santa and email the video to programming@WDAY.com. Include your child's first name and age. Then watch WDAY during the month of December and you may see your child reading their letter. Submissions will receive a voucher for a free Pizza Corner pizza. WDAY's Letters to Santa, accepting submissions now through November 18th.
Back here on our Cass Clay halftime report, where it's Barnesville leading Hawley 22-14. Better with that touchdown run. Chase Brenner has had a heck of a first half. That was the one mistake he had. He fumbled there. But then Hawley turned it right back over on this pick. Aaron Schieffer came up with a nice play. Derek Bakken, they turned it into points. Preston Snoble's had a great first half with 3 touchdowns.
Fantastic and physical. This has been such a physical game. I'm just shocked.
Tonsfeld handed off there. There was a fumble by Detloff that was scooped up by the Nuggets after Hawley trailed 8-7, and they convert on this touchdown pass. Federer that was tipped to Chase Liebach made it 14-8 Hawley. Then this was the play of the half, a 60-yarder on 3rd and 20 from Tonsfeld to Chase Brenner all the way down to the 19-yard line, and that set up Snoble's second touchdown of the day, a 1-yarder. That tied the game. They got the 2-point play, and then Snoble right before the half, a 15-yard score. I'm tired just from looking back at the highlights here.
Take a breath. No, and it hasn't been just explosive scores. It's been ground, pound, slobber knocker football. Yeah, we had an explosive play. Just watching it takes your breath away.
Good stuff there. We'll come back for the second half kickoff. It's Barnesville 22, Hawley 14. You're watching live coverage of the 8AA championship game from the Fargo Dome on WDAY Extra.
Don't miss your chance to save big during Menards' free Black Friday sale. Breathe cleaner air with DuPont air filters. Buy one plus 8,000 allergen air filter at $7.99 and get one free. Give your home a great new look with Pittsburgh Paramount paint. $28.98 after rebate. Stay connected with this 7-inch tablet. $39.99. Get your projects done with this Hitachi drill and work light. Only $49. Get these great offers plus many more through Sunday during Menards' free Black Friday sale.
Save big money at Menards.
Next, E.T. Art Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton voice exclusive.
Did you request not to sit by me?
Why they're taking their sibling rivalry next level.
Now who's the queen, Kelly?
Plus, only we're backstage with Nicole Kidman after her big Hollywood honor.
Wow, so lucky.
Which she's only telling E.T. about her kids' Big Little Lies TV debut.
Fantastic. I love it.
Next, E.T.
Weekdays at 6:30 on WDAY WDAZ.
When we moved into our home, we had a very inefficient furnace and water heater. We trusted Laney's to help us choose the right products for our home. The equipment we chose has already paid for itself in energy savings.
At Moorhead Dairy Queen, we've been serving frozen treats to the community since 1949.
In our business, we can't afford to have our air conditioners break down. That's why we depend on Laney's annual planned maintenance program to keep us cool.
Thanks to Laney's, there's no hurry. Don't you worry. 828 is just great.
This place, built on tradition, resilience, opportunity. These people, full of tenacity, vision, compassion. Our role is to provide the kind of health care you can't get anywhere else. Because this place, these people, are like nowhere else.
You've been watching the Cass Clay Halftime Report.
Back inside the Fargo Dome, we're getting ready for the start of the second half of the 8AA championship game between Barnesville and Hawley with Derek Bakken, our great technical crew. I'm Dom Izzo. Final game of 8 that they've played over the last 2 days. The winner of this game moves on to the Minnesota State Tournament next weekend. The winner of Section 8 in AA will play the winner of Section 7. That'll come up a week from tonight at Brainerd High School, which will be on a brand new football field there in Brainerd. It's a couple years old. Great turf field. That's, of course, required in all Minnesota playoff games, Coach Bakken, that all the games are played on turf.
Turf and lights.
And lights, that's correct. So going on, that'll be the next round for all these teams into the state quarterfinals. Those are at neutral sites. The winners of those games go on to U.S. Bank Stadium.
A heck of a facility. I was
pretty good.
My son went there last year with Ada Borup. He played for Ada Borup last year and got to go down there for 2 games. And I tell you what, those kids walk through, and that's a doggone nice place.
Especially, you could say you played on the same field where the Super Bowl is going to be played later that year. Good stuff there.
It is.
All right, if you're Hawley, you're going to get the ball first here. How important is it to do something with it? Last 2 drives, kind of stymied there, didn't do much.
No, you're going to want to establish something. Maybe Hawley's got to establish something. They've gotten a few things on some gimmick plays, and they've gotten a first down here and there and some penalties. Establish something and impose their will on Barnesville. Right now, Barnesville is in control, even though they're only up by 8.
The winner will get to keep on practicing on Monday. The loser has to hear about it from their rival for the next 12 months. 24 minutes separates one of these teams from the state tournament. Here we go. Cassette from the 20. Makes a man miss. Still on his feet. Good return there from Trent Cassette. He gets out to the 36-yard line. And that's where the Nuggets will go to work to start the third quarter.
It's a very good return compared to what's happened on the first 2 before that, where Barnesville really covers well. They got some positive yardage on this return. That's a good start.
Coming up at the conclusion of tonight's affairs, we'll select our player of the game, brought to you by Essentia Health. First down from the 36. They go up the middle on this run. Trying to take something out of Barnesville's playbook was Hawley on that one. As Cassette gets the carry, and he gets out to the 43-yard line. Gain of 7 on first down.
Just an old Courtright-ism. They won first down, and look at that moving company. They moved that line of scrimmage into Barnesville territory. They're starting out very well from the kickoff to the first play. Let's see if they can keep the momentum.
Barnesville's won this game the last 2 years. Interesting lineup there. The center goes into position and the rest of the offensive line. On the handoff, that one goes to Gunnar Lawson, number 4. He gets out to midfield. A gain of 7 and a Hawley first down.
Got to respect that dive. Got to take that dive out. That's part of this offense. You got to have somebody taking out that dive play.
Each time that Barnesville has won the section title game, they got by Hawley to do it. Nuggets last made state 2014. They want to end that drought tonight. Good tackle there on Lawson. Swooping in to make the stop was Jackson Pepping, number 53. The center of this team playing some defense. If you missed it off the top, this is now the 14th time these two schools have played since 2008. Hawley's won 7 games. Barnesville's won 6. This is the 5th time they played for the section championship, and each team has won twice. Lawson gets the carry on 2nd and 10. He finds a way forward to the 47. It's a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Nuggets.
Hawley's on the plus side, so it's going to just depend on what Coach Nance wants to do, but Barnesville defense has them right where they want them now, 3rd and 7. Yep. This is a defense where you want that team, because their playbook's a little shrunken.
When you play each other as much as they have, you know exactly. It's hard to imagine how you come up with something these two coaches haven't seen over the last decade. 3rd down and 7. And it looked like Barnesville jumped there, and they did. They're offside. And that's going to make it 3rd and 2.
Dead ball. Encroachment against the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And that makes your play selection a heck of a lot easier, doesn't it?
Playbook's wide open, plus now you're really in plus territory, and I think Coach Nance showed us that he will go for it when he hits the 40.
So you think you have 2 play calls here?
I would have 2 play calls. And I would bet dollars to donuts that Coach Nance, they've got a check with me based on the formation of their defensive front that they're going to get from Barnesville.
Here's a 3rd down and 2. Up the middle. Out of the outside. Trying to get his way into the end zone. They'll say out of bounds at the 2-yard line for Gunnar Lawson. Exploded out of the pile and gets all the way down to the 2. It's a gain of 40. Lawson's been the main ball carrier on this drive and explodes through the middle. Got a good block, too.
Heck of a block and a heck of a run to run it with his blocking and then cut it back against the grain. It's exactly what they needed to do coming out of halftime.
Here are the Nuggets now knocking on the door. First down and goal to go from the 2. And before the snap, we get flags and a false start against Hawley.
5. Dead ball. Illegal procedure. Number 5 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
They get Glad on the penalty. We'll make it first and goal from the 7. That man has been through a lot over the last 8 months. Had a stroke in late March. Came back. He was back working by the end of the school year in Barnesville, and now you wouldn't know the difference on it. Here's Vetter in trouble. Pitches it, though. Nothing doing that time for Lawson. Tackled down by Tonsfeld, the quarterback, leading the way for the Trojans.
And before that play started, you could hear Coach Strand holler, safeties, come up, come up, come up. And they turned an option into a pitch, exactly what you want to do. Strung it out, no gain.
Tonsfeld and Snowball converge there. Boy, that penalty could be huge here. They were at the 2, and now they've lost 10 yards on the last 2 plays. A penalty and a 5-yard loss on that last play. So it's second down and goal to go from the 12. Vetter to the air, hauled in by Liebach, but not going to get much there. Good tackle in the open field by Adrian O'Brien. And a third down and goal to go is coming.
Spectacular open field tackle, and that's the throw you want him to make, the short throw with a great sure-handed tackle. So it's at the 10-yard line now. Nothing hurts you there.
He got 5. So it's back to the original line of scrimmage that it was after the penalty. A lot happening here after that big run from Lawson. Third down and goal from the 7. Clock running, nearing 7.5 remaining in the third. Quick play here. That one caught. But they'll say he's down on the reception was Liebach after he made it, and maybe a gain of 1. And it's going to be fourth down.
Trips bunch. We haven't seen that formation from him tonight, and then trying to run the slip screen out of the trips bunch.
And Liebach is down in pain after that reception. He went up and got it. Let's take another look at it here. Took a high hit there. I'm not sure. And on the tackle as he tried to stretch out.
That was a heck of a job by 34 Hunter Anderson. He attacked the point. Because you don't want that to set up where you're going to get, it's going to be like a crack screen. You're going to get cracked. He attacked the point, and it was going nowhere. Now they've got one shot. It's fourth down. They have to put it in the end zone. Advantage defense right now.
Well, right now, Liebach is down on the field, and that's more of a concern for this Hawley team, as he's been the main deep threat for Jacob Vetter this entire season since Vetter came back from his knee and leg injuries. Number 11's done everything for this team, and good to see him back up. Maybe got a little bit of a stinger there as he's trying to flex his left arm.
That's just what I was going to say. He was squeezing the trainer's hands.
Yeah.
Then that's what they want you to do, squeeze the hand to try to get that blood flowing, and you got a stinger, and he'll go shake it off, and I doubt if he'll be back out here very soon.
Well, this, as you mentioned, is a monster play. It's fourth down. Right now, it looks like Hawley's going to line up to try a field goal. They get some points. Klevgard is in. He's the kicker. This will be a 23-yard attempt. Good snap. Kick is up. And it is good. 23 yards from Mason Klevgard. And Hawley gets points on its opening possession of the second half. We got a timeout on the field. 22-17. Barnesville with the lead on Hawley in the 8AA championship.
The absolute best thing about living in Barnesville is the people. We have been welcomed with open arms in the community, and we've made great friends. There are lots of things to do in Barnesville. First of all, you have all the school activities. They are very well attended by the community. I love the community support. There is usually every month something to get involved in. Barnesville is a fun place to live. Do you want me to explain?
Hawley would be a great place for you.
Come join us in Hawley. It's a great place to raise a family.
A vibrant community. Hawley has great schools, opportunities for your family and sports as well as the arts, great recreation, and a fast-growing business community. Plus, Hawley is only 22 minutes from Fargo-Moorhead. If you're looking for a great place to live, visit Hawley, Minnesota. Learn more at hollywood.com.
As the seasons change, so does the weather outside your door. So stay prepared with the most accurate weather forecast from the WDAY Storm Tracker team. Our weather experts bring you the most comprehensive coverage in the region. Stay up to date with weather forecast specific to your community on TV, on radio, online, and on the Storm Tracker app. Experience you can trust to get you ready for the day ahead. The WDAY Storm Tracker team.
Nuggets take 5 minutes off the clock there in the third quarter, resulting in a Mason Klevgard 23-yard field goal. And it's now a 22-17 Barnesville lead. You surprised they kicked there?
A little bit. I thought they kind of conceded a little bit, and I think that's a little bit of a win. You know, anytime you get down there inside the 5-yard line and defense makes the offensive kick a field goal, defense wins.
Short kick there. Returned by Joey Mark for Barnesville. Going to give them some pretty good field position to begin its opening drive of the second half. As you look at our Olson Pools and Spas fan cam, great crowd. The Purple Warriors for Barnesville are here. Hawley with a great crowd as well. Hoping to keep cheering their team on for one more week. First down and 10. They go up the middle on that carry as Detloff gets the first carry of the second half out to the 48-yard line. As he picks up 4 yards.
Such a quick hitting trap play inside. Just hits so quick.
Now they'll say 5, so it'll be second down and 5. Barnesville turned the ball over twice in the first half, both on fumbles. Hawley turned it over on a Vetter interception. Second down and 5 on the handoff. Here's Brenner. He might be the MVP of this game so far, and he's got a first down out to the 46.
Yeah, he's played spectacular
really
all
well
day
tonight.
Now you get the little counter tray action. You're pulling a backside guard. Puts the defense in conflict. I mean, the defensive linemen and linebackers are in conflict, and anytime you have a two-back set, and you'll see it tomorrow in the Bison game, you play linebacker against two-back sets trying to put the linebackers in conflict. Add 3 backs back there. You're really conflicted.
First and 10 now from the Hawley 46. Tonsfeld makes a move. Adam Tonsfeld still on his feet. Now he lost an edge as he goes down to the 28-yard line. That's a gain, though, of 18 yards for the Barnesville quarterback.
And he's had a good night.
He's done everything you want to lead an offense. Made a couple of guys miss. He could have still picked up a few more yards here. He's trying to cut back.
Hash number sideline. Hash number sideline. Let's go.
Here comes Barnesville right after Hawley trimmed the deficit. Trojans are on the move. Tonsfeld keeps it himself. Through the pile. Adam Tonsfeld at the 5. Touchdown. What a run. 28 yards for the Barnesville quarterback. He leapt over a guy, too. There.
Just when we were talking about how good a game Brenner was having, now he's having great. I mean, who's playing Batman, who's playing Robin, because you got a two-headed monster right now that you got to stop that are playing really above the line. And he's anything you want in a quarterback. A little blood on the elbow, a little turf burn, not worried about it.
28 yards on the touchdown run from Adam Tonsfeld. And Barnesville has expanded its lead now to 28-17. Now the two-point play. Tonsfeld will keep it. And stretching out. No, they say. Line judge says no. And it will remain a 28-17 game. Ball came loose, too, at the end. As Tonsfeld tried to extend. We're going to get a good look at it here. Look at it. He was tackled at the 2. Boy, I don't know. I mean, you can't tell when his knees are down there either.
Well, his knees were down on the other guy.
Yeah.
So he really wasn't down. I mean, we've seen that all the time. But this plays well for Hawley because now it becomes two-point conversion or, and a field goal.
There's that run. Tonsfeld leaping over a defender and getting into the end zone. So Hawley got the ball first, took 5 minutes off the clock and got a field goal. Barnesville takes a minute 37 and they get a touchdown.
It's a roller coaster ride, boss. I mean, this is an exciting 11-point game right now.
I think the one thing to take out of this is Hawley can't settle for field goals. They need touchdowns to keep pace here.
That's been determined right now with how Barnesville bounced back and scored a touchdown.
Well, let's see how the Nuggets respond. Still a ton of time left in this game. 5:23 remaining, third quarter, 28-17. Barnesville with the lead in the 8AA championship. Nice fielding there. Picked up on the bounce by Carlisle. Jaden Carlisle spins his way out to the 33-yard line. And that's where the Nugget offense will go to work. I'm curious to see if we get Vetter back running the ball. He was really efficient and proficient doing that in the first half.
Absolutely. And then are we going to get Leback back?
Right. Hawley standout receiver who was injured on that last drive where the Nuggets had to settle for a field goal. He's not out there right now on first down and 10. They'll hand it off. Not much running room there up the middle. Out to the 36. It'll be a gain of 3 as Cassette got the carry. And speak of the devil, he's right back on the sideline. Here comes Liebach. As you hear the Hawley crowd cheering, that's for number 11. There you see on the sideline right now. He was ready to come back in the game. So we can see him right down here in front of us. So he sits. They'll have to wait another play. Second down and 7. Barnesville up 28-17 on the pitch. Cassette makes a man miss, then gets dragged back. Mark with a big-time tackle. 81's had a really good game tonight. Joey Mark comes in there to make the tackle.
They had him and he had really good Brooks Martinson backside pursuit. He took a really good pursuit angle from the backside.
Here's a big play in this game for Hawley's momentum. Third down and 4. Ball's at the 39-yard line. The Nuggets trail by 11. Hope you're enjoying this wherever you're watching tonight. This has been fun. And Barnesville jumps. And if that's the case, the first down.
Good ball. Encroachment. 75 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Result of the play will be a first down.
Boy, that's a monster penalty.
There's nothing that gives an old coach white hair quicker than when the defensive line jumps off sides. They're the closest to the ball. Key the knee. Key the knee. You don't move until they move.
A free 5 for the Nuggets makes it a first down and 10 now at the 44. Liebach is on the sidelines with the helmet on. Vetter hands that off. Strong running up the middle. As that time Lawson got the carry. As he buries his way forward. Out to the Barnesville 47-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Clock running as we near 3 minutes left in the third. Vetter on the play fake, now rolling out. He can get the first down. There's a penalty flag. You see it. He takes a big hit as Vetter goes down. Might have been another, possibly a late hit there. Martinson was the one who brought Vetter down, and that's no easy challenge. And we've got another referee without a hat, which means somebody went out of bounds and came back in. There was definitely at least one penalty I saw.
Probably holding on the cornerback on that side on the lead blocker.
We have multiple fouls on the play. We have 2 live ball fouls, 1 on each team. Those will offset. We had holding against Hawley, number 62. We had defensive holding against Barnesville, number 2. Those live ball fouls will offset. We had a dead ball, personal foul against Barnesville, number 2, 15 yards. It'll be a first down.
And that's a major penalty there. That's the second one on Barnesville on this drive. Let's take a look here. There's the hold on Hawley.
Yep. And up here, we're going to have the hold on the cornerback right there.
There's the penalty they're going to call. That's the hit that got on Snowball that drew the 15-yarder. And I thought that might have been what happened.
And you can't let penalties extend drives. You know, you're trying to get off the field. You can't let penalties, and it's twice in a row. Coach Strand's not happy about it. Let's see if the kids respond and just say enough's enough.
Well, just think now, as you look at Vetter, looking at the trainers right now on the sideline. And he took a pop there from Snowball at the end of that play. But this drive has been extended now by 2 critical Barnesville penalties. The offside and now the personal foul. Look where the ball is. Down to the 32-yard line. First down and 10. They'll go up the middle. Lawson got the carry. Short yardage there out to the 30. It's a gain of 2.
Boy, that's a good job by 53 splitting that double team. Holy cow, he did a heck of a job right there. That's exactly what you want to do.
Pepping, joined in there by Hunter Anderson, who both have had really good games on defense.
He doesn't split that double team. That play goes for 5 to 7 yards.
2nd down and 8. Under 2 minutes remaining in the third. Cassette carrying defenders with him. He gets out to the 25. It's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up. Cassette has only got loose once so far in this game. Barnesville's done a nice job at bottling number 8 up, who has had some big-time explosive plays this season.
Barnesville's played very well on defense. They've kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit in extended drives with penalties like you alluded to earlier.
3rd and 3. And movement on Hawley. Pat Thompson.
Illegal procedure. 65 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That is as critical as what Barnesville's had called against him, because 3rd and 3 becomes 3rd and 8.
And right now I think the score, depending on what coach wants to do, how good he feels with his field goal kicker, if he gets a few yards, doesn't want to take a shot at the end zone, he can make it a 1-possession game with a 2-point conversion. But I think after that last one, they need to impose their will, get these kids' confidence up, and just, you know, it's a bully in the sandbox game. It's your rival. Let's go.
3rd down and 8 now from the Barnesville 30. As we near a minute remaining in the third in the 8AA championship. Barnesville up 28-17. Vetter under pressure, waiting for somebody to get open. Lobs it to the end zone. tipped, caught, touchdown! Unbelievable! Noah Glad! That looked like a sure interception. I don't believe it.
By two guys. Yeah, I didn't know which guy was going to pick it, but I thought, oh boy, they just stubbed their foot here. He throws across his body. He's rolling to the right, throws across his body. You've seen that before.
Right through the hands of Hins and into the arms of Noah Glad. A gift for Hawley.
Wow.
A touchdown, and now an opportunity to go for two and make this a 3-point game. I love this game. Vetter to the corner to Liebach. Got it. No, he dropped it. Knocked away. Nicely done. Chase Brenner again in there to knock it away.
Liebach using his 6'3" frame, but you'd never believe that the fade in the corner is the lowest percentage pass. You have to have a mismatch. You always defend everything else, force the fade out of bounds. He came close, but
so
still.
The score is now 28-23 with 46 seconds remaining. Well, first look here at our Luther Family Auto replay. This is the 2-point attempt. Liebach almost brought this in. He's got it there. Great play by Brenner.
It was a really good play. He stripped the ball. He brought, he stripped the hand, but you got 6'3" on what, about 5'11"?
So it's 28-23. So we get another look here at a remarkable touchdown. Ridiculous is probably another word for it. You're right. It's thrown across his body. Two guys are there. Great concentration from Noah Glad, though.
That's what you see every day in practice in the tip drill for defensive backs.
All right. We still got another quarter. 46 seconds remaining in the third. 28-23. Good kick here. Going to be picked up at the 7 by Brenner. Brenner with a step on brought down. Nice tackle by Jaden Carlisle. And Barnesville easily with its worst starting field position of the night. This will be at its own 18-yard line as we get another look here. The nice special teams tackle from Jaden Carlisle.
Got a positive bounce for him to pick that thing up off the carpet, but wow, what a great open field tackle.
Stay tuned, everyone, for our Essentia Health Player of the Game. That's coming up when we wrap things up here from the Dome. I think that's still wide open. Who could win that award tonight? Tonsfeld will keep it himself. Now he gets to the outside. Adam Tonsfeld out of bounds, and he's got a first down. Boy, he made nothing into something there.
Everybody converged on the dive. You can't be looking down. You can't be looking for the ball. You just got to come up and fill your gap and play this game. This game's played at 45 degrees and downhill.
He got 11 yards. Tonsfeld starting to take over at the quarterback spot. He had that great 28-yard touchdown run to make it a 28-17 Barnesville lead. Hawley responded with a 30-yard touchdown miracle play to Noah Glad. 1st and 10. On the end around now, Hins with it as he gets a good run out to the 38. Got about 9, but a penalty flag thrown back at the 26-yard line. And that's always in the area of holding.
Especially when you're doing some kind of reverse action on there. Tonsfeld's doing a fantastic job, and the kid's a sophomore.
We got holding.
He's taking over. He's playing a lot more mature than you think
from the start of the foul. Replay first down.
So now the Trojans get backed up, back to the 16-yard line on the penalty. Good crowd inside here in the Fargo Dome. And this final game of 4. It's been a long day for the people that work here, but fans are being treated to a good one tonight. We hope you're enjoying it as well. Might be the final play of the quarter. On the handoff, Hins gets this one. as he gets out to the 23-yard line. And that will do it. 3 quarters in the books, and nothing has been decided yet.
Media timeout.
At the end of 3 in the 8AA championship game, it's Barnesville 28, Hawley 23. The 4th quarter is coming up.
These Hawley merchants back the Nuggets in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Valley Premier Bank, with branches in Hawley and Moorhead. Celine Bros, supporting the Nuggets since 1947. Kirk's Superstop, your locally owned gas station. First Hawley Agency. From your local Hawley merchants, go Nuggets! These Barnesville merchants back the Trojans in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Midwest Bank. Valley Egg Partners, with locations in Rothsay, Dilworth, and Barnesville. Purple Goose. Barnesville Drug and Hardware, providing small-town service for all your hardware and pharmacy needs. From your local Barnesville merchants, go Trojans!
You've heard the political ads and debates. Now, hear from the people.
Those places that forged your values, you come back and you get strength from those places.
In a WDAY News exclusive, we travel to the hometowns of Senator Heidi Heitkamp and Congressman Kevin Kramer to talk about their beliefs, values, and how they became the people they are today.
I might be a senator, but if not, I've been a congressman for 6 years. It's a testimony to those people.
Sunday night at 10 on WDAY News.
4th quarter, 8AA championship game. Barnesville 28, Hawley 23. With Derek Bach and I'm Dom Izzo, our great crew, bring you this game live from the Dome. On 2nd down, that is an incomplete pass. That's just the 2nd pass attempt of the day for Barnesville as they try to hit Brenner. And it'll be 3rd down and 16 coming up after the holding penalty.
The last 2 offensive plays by Barnesville, they've come out in formations they haven't run yet tonight. They went split backs the play before, and now they're just coming out trying to run that long pitch, that quick pass.
Hawley would love a stop. They've yet to force one on Barnesville tonight. 3rd and 16 as the Hawley crowd comes to its feet. Under pressure as Tonsfellow evades it. On the move now, and he's going to get brought down. Slowed up by Gunnar Lawson. Brought down by Wyatt Dunham. And it's 4th down for the Trojans.
Penetration kills. It really got this play discombobulated, and he had to go take off and run inside where he's going to get converged on.
4th down and 11. Snowball does the punting. Good kick, high kick. Cassette fields it at the 32. Makes a man miss, needs a block. Trayton Cassette won't get it. Hauled down, Joey Mark in there, along with Tonsfeld. And that's where Hawley will take over at its own 35, and all the momentum is on the Nuggets sideline right now.
I think somebody said a little earlier, you love this game, you love the ebb and flow and the change of momentum. Holy cow, this is an e-ticket ride that they haven't let us off for 30 minutes.
28-23 our score. Hawley has not led since its opening touchdown when they made it 7-0. They'll go up with Cassette here on 1st down. He got a yard, if that, before he was swallowed up by a host of Trojans. Brady Kroll, the big nose guard, number 74, had the tackle.
Coach Nats, when he kind of went to this where the center sets the ball and his guys run up late, it's really affecting how he's setting his nose guard and 3 technique. You know, can he be in an overfront or an underfront? You can see the linebackers are going up there and trying to tap him quick to get him into position.
They say 2 on first down. It's 2nd down and 8. Back to Cassette. Hauled down. There's that guy again. Mark on the tackle. 81 in white. It's been really good. And it's going to be 3rd and long coming up.
Another 10th grader that's got a bright future with Barnesville. That's exactly what he needs to do. When he sees that his tackle disappear, he's got to run heel line, boom, just like he did. His tackle down, goes inside to pick up a linebacker. He's running heel line, closing B gap. He's a C gap player. He's closing B gap right now at the heels.
3rd down and 5. 2 minutes gone in the 4th. 28-23 Barnesville. Vetter rolling downfield, going for Glad. It's incomplete. And it'll be 4th down. So each of the defenses make a stop. It's effortless, though, how he throws that football, isn't it?
They just a flick of the wrist. Yep, he's a flick of the wrist, and that thing's going.
So 4th down. And the Nuggets will have to punt this one away. Now this becomes a game of field position. Nuggets trying for a first state trip since 2014. High snap. Cassette will boot it away. Fair catch call by Brenner at the 29-yard line. And that's where Barnesville will take over with 9:47 remaining. So each team forced to punt on its last possessions. You look at our Olson Pools and Spas fan cam, everybody kind of on edge right now. They're enjoying the game, but...
And that Hawley student section down there has not sat down since the opening drive. They've been standing right behind the bench the whole game.
Come on, sideline.
That guy's been pacing the entire game. 1st and 10 from the Trojan 29. On the handoff, Anderson gets a couple of yards out to the 33. That'll be a gain of 4.
That was a great example of a defense squeezing or shrinking running lanes and an offense trying to open them up. Hawley won that battle.
Snowball, by the way, came into the game with 4 touchdowns on the season. He has 3 tonight. He's up to 7.
And Jacob Vetter is very impressive on defense as a quarterback. Holy cow.
Nothing happening there. Detloff swallowed up by the Nugget defense. T.J. Hines, number 78, to lead the way. Boy, he made a nice play. Shed his tackler and dropped him into the ground.
Yep, and penetration kills any dive play when you're trying to run some kind of option or triple.
How about now the defenses are starting to show up here after it was all offense for the first 3 quarters of this game.
No complaints for me. This is fantastic. Defense, let's pick one and score.
3rd and 8 from the 31.
Oh.
Brenner, can he get to the outside? He will not. It's hauled down. Good tackle by Gunnar Lawson, joined by Cassette. And it's 4th down coming up. And a Nugget down at the 30-yard line.
We're pulling people. We got people getting knocked down like bowling pins. I mean, we're playing as physical right now as we were the first quarter.
See the number on the helmet there.
It's like Scott Cluck.
Yeah, it looks
51.
like Cluck is down as he's being attended to. It looked like he and Snowball collided. I just saw the tail end of the replay where he and Snowball were engaged with one another, and we're going to get another look at it here. Watch 50 right there. He went down on that run by Chase Brenner, but got out to the 37-yard line. A 4th and 2 is coming up here for Barnesville. But still an eternity left in this game. Cluck, a 6'1" senior, plays both offense and defense. Many of these guys do, as Coach was just commenting on about Jacob Vetter.
Jacob Vetter has been very solid on the defense side of the ball. He punched out that ball for a fumble. He's made some good plays on the edge there as an outside linebacker. Usually, this is maybe not fair, but usually your quarterbacks are your free safeties. They just kind of stand back there and they're the center fielder.
Good to see Cluck walking off under his own power. 1 week from today, it's Dakota Bowl 26. We can't wait. Our coverage beginning at 9 a.m. with a Class A championship game. My colleague will call that, and the 9-man game. He and Mark Pearson will be on the call. I'll have the call of the 2A game, along with the Hall of Famer Scott Grockow, and then the 3A game, which we now know will be Bismarck and Bismarck Century. Myself and Darren King on the call of that next Friday night, 6:30 on your ABC stations. We look forward to that. Here's a 4th down play. It's 4th and 2. Snowball now up under center. He's trying to draw Hawley offside. And nothing doing there. The Nuggets held firm. A timeout taken by
Hawley.
Barnesville. Boy, that's an act of patience there, is it not?
Poor 64 Wyatt Dunham couldn't even move. I mean, he couldn't flinch. His alignment darn near put him offside.
On the ball, right?
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, and he's got his hand up, and I'm thinking, Wyatt, don't move that hand. Just stand there like a statue. And you can see him rocking. Oh, my gosh.
That takes some pretty good willpower not to flinch at all.
He's a 10th grader, and sometimes...
Well, in this kind of pressure situation, holy cow. It's the section championship game. I've often said this, and I'm curious if you'll agree, this is the hardest game to win. It's the game to get to state. After that, everything is gravy. But this is the one they want to make it to the state tournament.
Take it all the way up to what you're familiar with getting into the national championship for the Bison. That's the tough game. Remember Georgia Southern was here several years ago. I mean, boy, that was edge of your seat the whole time. Same thing with an NFC AFC championship game.
So a 4th down, Snowball will punt. Hawley's forced 2 consecutive punts. Fair catch is called by Cassette at the 35. Timeout. 7:54 remaining in the ball game. The 8AA championship reads Barnesville 28 and Hawley 23.
This place, built on tradition, resilience, opportunity. These people, full of tenacity, vision, compassion. Our role is to provide the kind of health care you can't get anywhere else. Because this place, these people, are like nowhere else.
The absolute best thing about living in Barnesville is the people. We have been welcomed with open arms in the community, and we've made great friends. There are lots of things to do in Barnesville. First of all, you have all the school activities. They are very well attended by the community. I love the community support. There is usually every month something to get involved in. Barnesville is a fun place to live. Do you want me to explain?
When news calls.
A little lightning round of good news,
A little
right?
lightning round of good news. World of news tonight's David, your comms running.
One of these days I am going to just trip down the hallway.
Then 2 must-do one-pot suppers.
Simple, tasty dinner in minutes. Come on.
Plus, get psyched, it's salad night. If you can't get psyched about that salad and not eating enough greens, next Rachel.
Weekdays at 11 a.m. on WDAY, WDAZ.
4th quarter, 7:54 to go in the ball game in the 8AA championship. Barnesville 28, Hawley 23. Nuggets with the ball after forcing a Barnesville punt. On the handoff, that one goes to Gunnar Lawson, who gets a solid 5 yards on 1st down. I want to ask you about Hawley's comeback in the second half offensively with this different setup where the center goes up first and the line comes up after. What is that?
Well, they're attacking the 3 technique, which is the outside shade of the guard, or they're trying to attack the nose guard or the shade. And you can see the linebackers are tapping them which way to go. That was a belly cut right there. And what it was a belly cut weak where they're trying to run it towards the nose guard and cut it back behind him. So it's a little bit of a misdirection, a little bit of a counter, but they're doing it based on where those two guys are lined up.
On second down, Cassette hauled down. Good tackle by Preston Snowball. Snowball, who's done all the offense for Barnesville with 3 touchdowns tonight. Now makes a play defensively on Cassette. The defense have shown up here in the fourth quarter. It was all offense. If you're just joining us through the first 3 quarters of this game, now we've had 3 punts here in the fourth quarter. We didn't have 3 punts in the first 3 quarters. Nearly halfway through the fourth. 28-23, 3rd and 3. Vetter, pump fakes, going for it all. Got a man, it's Liebach. Caught, oh, he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. And it'll be 4th down. They had it. A pump fake worked to perfection. That's a heck of a pump fake, by the way.
Yep, freezes the linebackers and gets his guy.
Oh, goodness. Chase Liebach's going to think about that for a long time. It's 4th and 3. The ball's at the 42.
There's not too many possessions left, and I would assume that coach is going to go for it right here.
Boy, this is a huge play. And now a penalty.
Too many men.
Too many men in the huddle. And
illegal substitution against the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And that's going to change Peter Natz's decision real quick. It went from 4th and 3 to 4th and 8.
Yeah, the minute there's 12 guys in the huddle, you're in trouble. Unless you're playing in the CFL.
Yeah.
Then you can run off all you want.
Boy, that's a monster penalty. 2 miscues there for Hawley.
There's not very many possessions left. You know, so now we're getting down where time is going to dictate how many possessions you got. And again, putting the game in the defense's hands.
Hawley has called timeout with 6:25 remaining. So each team now with 2 timeouts left. And the Nuggets staring at a 4th down and 8 coming up now from their own 37 after the penalty. Nat's talking to his guys here before to go out on this 4th down play. The winner of this game moves on to the state tournament. Barnesville lost during the regular season by 1 point. Last year they lost during the regular season, beat Hawley for the section championship. This year Hawley won during the regular season. Barnesville leads by 5 with 6.5 to go in the section championship game. It's been all we could ask for. There's never really a blowout in this series. That penalty is costly for Hawley. They have to punt. Cassette now swung out. They're going to try a fake. Vetter throws, tipped, incomplete. They try the fake, and it doesn't work, and Barnesville takes over. Coach, you saw right away, once Cassette split out. How about Barnesville, though? They reacted perfectly.
They did. They covered.
Hunter Anderson was right there.
That's one thing that I'm sure Coach Strand works on it every day in practice is in special teams. You cover the eligibles. You cover the eligibles.
After one tip play went to Noah Glad, I'm not sure a second one was in the cards.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I thought, oh my gosh, what if that falls right in his hands?
So now look where the ball is. Barnesville has it at the Hawley 37, 6:20 to go. Tonsfeld with some running room. Tonsfeld into the secondary, makes a man miss. It's going to be a touchdown. One play. Adam Tonsfeld has taken over in the second half. A 37-yard touchdown run.
Nothing fancy, just a regular, just a quarterback ISO is all it was. Quarterback is following his lead blocker, cuts inside, cuts it into daylight. against the grain, finds his seam, puts a move on a guy in the end zone.
I'm not sure we can overestimate the last 3 plays that have happened in this game. It's now an 11-point Barnesville lead. 6:13 remaining. Snowball will take the snap. He's going to throw to the corner. Incomplete. Try to get that one into the corner of the end zone, as he was trying to hit with Grant Iniger, but it's incomplete. Here's a look at the touchdown.
Faking the dive, and he's going right behind his lead blocker. It's just a quarterback ISO, a counter quarterback ISO, running it right up the middle, and he puts a heck of a move on number 11 to cut it inside. Nobody from no backside pursuit, no front side force, and he just walks in the end zone.
Tonso with a 28-yard touchdown run and a 37-yard touchdown run here in the second half to now make it a 34-23 game with 6:13 remaining. Let's just go back the last 3 plays. The Vetter long pass, Liebach drops it. Then too many men in the huddle for the penalty, moves him back on 4th down. They try the fake. Barnesville sniffs it out, and the next play is a 37-yard score.
You try the fake,
Man.
you turn over the ball. The kids got, it was a heck of a time for Barnesville to get an explosive play on that.
There's a look at the
and you could
fake
see
punt attempt that was knocked away.
And I don't know, you'd have to go back to the other times they punted, but Vetter is cocked towards the center. You can kind of see the way he set up there, and I was thinking at the beginning, boy, this would be a good time. Maybe not the type of fake punt you'd want to run against that defense, but it was a time to do it. And that just tells you how important this game is. They're trying to steal possessions,
Well, you said it, and I think you were dead on. There's not many possessions left in the game. And now Hawley's got to be thinking that. They have 6:13 left. They need 2 scores. Thanks to that field goal, though, it's a touchdown, a 2-pointer in the field goal. Now on the kick return from the 15. Cassette makes a move. Trayton Cassette with a good return as he gets out to the 41-yard line. So Hawley with some good field position. And 6:07 to work with and 2 timeouts.
Yeah, the one thing you're really seeing is these kids have had their pedal to the metal all night long. Some of those 3- and 4-yard runs are turning into 5, 6, and 7, and you can kind of see the body language. Let's see if Hawley can take advantage of it now on the Barnesville side, because those guys look like it's the first quarter.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll select the Essentia player of the game. That's coming up at the conclusion of this one. Here we go. First down and 10. Vetter in trouble. It's dropped for a sack. Snowball. That play was blown up from the start. Preston Snowball gets through. He and Zenzen were both there. Look at the Barnesville bench. Clock running. 5.5 remaining in the 4th. 34-23. Barnesville with the lead. It's now 2nd down and 19. Vetter lobs it up for Glad. Incomplete. In and out of his hands. And it'll be 3rd down. Glad a little slow to get up after that incompletion. Oh, just out of his outstretched fingertips. And now it's 3rd down and 19.
Brenner did a nice job in the trail technique there. The guy gets past you, just get in the trail technique, get a hand, get anything in there you can.
Hawley needs some big-time yardage on this play. That's Cassette. They're going to throw it to him. He's split out on the reception. Great tackle to the open field. Hunter Anderson is having a heck of a game. Number 34 swoops in for the tackle.
And Barnesville's really sniffing this out. They're in a 30 front, bringing pressure from the linebackers. That's where you saw the sack, number 2 coming in there. So they got a 30 front. They got 8 guys back in coverage. If they bring a 4th guy, they still got 7. So they're building that strong 7. You see it a lot in the NFL where they're just kind of building a line, and you're not going to cross that line.
Well, now it's 4th down and 15, and with this much time left, this little time left, you got to go for it.
He has to. He's down 2 possessions. He's got to go for it. that last touchdown really hurts, so it really changes how you're going to manage your game.
4th and 15. Timeout taken by Brian Strand and Barnesville.
Timeout on the field.
They have one remaining. He was trying to adjust to what Hawley had set up there.
He's going to tell his guys to play the sticks. You know, he's going to tell them, you know, nothing gets past you, nothing gets behind you, and play the sticks. Don't worry about tackles for loss, this or that. We know where the first down yardage is at.
The winner moving on to the state tournament, and a date a week from now in Alexandria. The Section 8 AA champion will meet up with the champions from Section 7 next Friday night in Brainerd, 7 o'clock. And then you're a win away from U.S. Bank Stadium. And then the real fun. Not that this isn't fun. This has been a tremendous football game on a great football Friday, both in Minnesota and in North Dakota. We know the 3A finalists. Tomorrow, Coach, we'll find out the rest of the Dakota Bowl lineup all across the state for 9-man Class A and Class 2A.
And this is an 11-point game that feels like it's a field goal.
Really
either
does.
Way.
Yep.
You know.
Here we go. It's 4th and 15 from the 36. They got to get to the Barnesville 49. Vetter going for it all downfield. Incomplete. He was trying to hit up with Glad. There's a late flag that's thrown, though, and it might be pass interference. It's thrown in the area of where Glad was caught up with the two Barnesville defensive backs.
Coach Strand's not going to be happy that the side judge threw that flag and not the back judge, but it'll be hard to tell either on the replay if he tripped up his feet.
Defensive pass interference.
There it is.
Number 10 on the white. That's a 15-yard penalty. The result of the penalty yardage will be a first down.
They needed 15, and they got it. They got it by route of a penalty. Here's another look at it. Not sure if we're going to see the interference here on the back end of it. As Glad was tripped up there. Tonsfeld was in deep in coverage. Strand not happy.
No, one of those judgment calls where if your feet get tangled, a lot of times you're not going to get that call. If there was a hand placed on the guy, I mean, I say without seeing it, but I'm sure they got huddle sideline up here in the booth, and the Barnesville coaches are going crazy. So
Hawley still has a chance. First down and 10. Down 11. 4.5 remaining. Vetter to the air. That one incomplete. Try to hit Glad again. You can see the frustration in number 14's face after that one. Hasn't been as sharp as he was in the first half.
No, and I don't know if he pitches in baseball, but he's starting to get that downward motion with his throwing motion instead of his release point is becoming below his shoulder. And if you just watch him on the next couple, I don't know if it's just fatigue or what.
Second down and 10. 4.5 remaining in the ball game. High snap. Vetter over the middle. Incomplete. Knocked away from Glad. Collision too. Adrian O'Brien was down there. And it's going to be third down. Glad had a hard time coming up with that one.
Blake O'Brien put a college level hit on him right there. This has been a physical game. I know I've said it to nauseum, but oh my gosh, these kids are going to feel this game on Monday when they go back to school.
Third down and 10 from the Barnesville 49. 4:22 remaining in the fourth. Vetter to the outside, incomplete, out of the reach of Chase Liebach, and here we are again at fourth down. Barnesville's defense has done a really nice job adjusting to Vetter's passing attack.
That's a tough throw, an out pattern to your left,
right.
And they almost look like they float. We know he's putting some zip on the ball, but they almost look like they float. That's a dangerous pass too for a pick six.
Here we go again, 4th and 10. Vetter waiting over the middle, intercepted. Guess who? It's Tonsfeld. Adam Tonsfeld out of bounds, and it's Barnesville ball.
So he's got the 2 explosive running plays, the explosive passing play that went for 60, correct? And he just iced the game with a pick.
Wow.
And he's a sophomore. Coach Strand's got to be happy about that. 2 more years.
Better try to go over the middle. That's a great play, folks. It's a one-handed pick in the 4th quarter.
A one-handed pick that he went vertical on. I mean, folks, that kid's 5'9". That kid's 5'9".
Barnesville football, 4:07 remaining, up by 11. Tonsfeld nearly got that one loose to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Trojans are starting to sense it. Nugget player down after that last run. He's gotten stronger as the game has gone on. He let Snowball take the touchdowns in the first half as he guided the offense, but man, he's been explosive here in the second half, as you just alluded to what he's done.
If you spun back this game and saw how many times the dive player, the fullback, got hit, you get hit every play. The quarterback can keep or give. I mean, this game has been just totally physical. And you said it best. Barnesville right now looks like the better conditioned team. I mean, they look like first quarter action. Granted, the score is going to have a little bit to say, but you kind of look at the shirt tails pulled out, the helmets off, the breathing. I mean, if you're Barnesville right now, there's blood in the water.
Got a fabulous game here in this 8AA championship. We can only hope a week from now we've got 4 of these kind of games when we bring you Dakota Bowl 26. Our coverage begins at 9 a.m. in the morning with the Class A championship game. They'll be followed by the 9-man game, the 2A game in the middle of the afternoon, and then we wrap it up in prime time with Bismarck and Century at 6:30. It was Carter Kopacek, number 12, who was the shaken up Hawley Nugget. He was able to run off the field, though, under his own power. So that's good to see.
I know there's games tomorrow, but any one of those teams that are left in the playoffs will make a fantastic Dakota Bowl. I'm looking forward to every one of those games.
I'm really interested in what Bowman County will do out there. What a run the Bulldogs have had. They have Langdon area Edmore Munich in the Class A semifinal. The other semifinal in Class A is also interesting. That's a rematch of a game last year between Dickinson Trinity and Hillsborough Central Valley, the defending state champions.
And I can tell you there's a lot of long road trips out to Dickinson Trinity in the mid-2000s that we came back before we finally. But Hillsborough, Coach Olson up there, that's a machine. I mean, that's a very good team. Then you got the 9-man, with Thompson, and then you still.
And Oaks is still hanging around as
Oaks is in there, and that's a tough. I don't care. They call Region 1 9-man, and the guys from Wyndmere Lidgewood, they call it the SEC in North Dakota 9-man football.
It really is.
And it is. Then you got Kleingen out at New Salem Elmont.
Tonsfeld, quarterback on quarterback there as Vetter brings him down. And they've got a game against Ray Powers Lake tomorrow. Does New Salem Glen Olin, the Outlaws.
Ray Powers Lake, Steve Perdue, guy, Velva, North Dakota, went to college with him at Dickinson. I think that team was like 1-7 last year. What a way to flip it around.
Unbelievable turnaround.
And Coach Purdue's a great guy.
They'll play for the class in the 9-man semifinals tomorrow. So we'll know the finalists for the Dakota Bowl by this time tomorrow night. After the penalty, it's a 2nd down and 12 for the Trojans. Look at Tonsfeld. Kept it on his hip. Makes a man miss. Almost a first down as a penalty flag is thrown in late. He might be showing off now. He almost got the first down. But this might be coming back. Looks like it's a penalty on Barnesville. We'll get the official signal here.
We got holding against the offense, number 65. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
So a hold will back up the Trojans here. Barnesville eyeing a 3rd consecutive trip to the state tournament. They beat Hawley in 2016. They beat Hawley in 2017. And they're 2:25 away from beating Hawley again. Tonsfeld running over guys here late in the fourth quarter. Down to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 8. And the clock continues to tick.
We've seen that play run, quarterback ISO, maybe 30 times tonight. That's an exaggeration, maybe 10 to 15. Positive yardage every time.
This might be a bitter pill for Hawley. They have the traveling trophy in this series, but might be knocked off again in this section championship game. Good tackle there in the open field. Liebach able to bring down Kellen Hins. As he gets to the 20-yard line, it's going to bring up 4th and short. It'll be 4th and a yard. And Strand says they're going for it.
Yeah, they convert this. The game is over. It's over.
See the Barnesville fans now starting to stand up.
An 11-point game that feels like it's in doubt still now with 1:07 left.
Snowball will take the snap on 4th and 1. Trying to force his way forward.
He had to get to the line.
He had to get to the 20.
Oh, they're going to mark it.
Where are they marking this here?
Going to be where they spot the ball because he's need to get to the line. Oh.
He's short, so it's Hawley ball. So the Nuggets with the ball with 53 seconds, down 11, and with 2 timeouts.
That was the right call. That was forward progress. You could see it there, but.
What a game. Snowball flashing the 3, meaning 3 consecutive trips to state. Game isn't over yet, though. Vetter try a screenplay here, incomplete. Out from the outstretched arms of Trayton Cassette.
And that's why you have long, lean defensive ends that kept that pass from being completed. Now he had to drop it over the top, overthrew it.
Second down and 10. Whatever Barnesville's defense adjusted to Jacob Vetter, they did a heck of a job in the second half. They really contained the Hawley passing attack.
Yep, they did a very good job, and they attacked and they hit their run-throughs a lot better. And he opened, if you see clear, cloudy read by the linebacker, if it's clear, you run through the run-through. If it's cloudy, you bounce out.
Vetter gets it to Liebach, it's stripped. The ball is loose, and it's scooped up. It's now recovered by the Trojans. Barnesville ball. Brooks Martinson finally comes up with it, and that'll do it. The celebration about to begin. Liebach had it stripped out of there by Adrian O'Brien. And the ball still squirted loose out of there, right to Martinson. The turnovers have been killer for Hawley tonight. And Barnesville had 2 first-half turnovers, so still remark on that. But now a chance to go back to state. Adam Tonsfeld, what a game for that young man. As Coach alluded to, just a sophomore.
2 big explosive runs, the explosive pass, and call it what it was. It was the pick that iced the game.
Final seconds of this one are going to tick away. The third time is the charm as Barnesville is heading back to state. What a performance in the second half, especially by the sophomore quarterback. And for Hawley, Another bitter pill as the two friends will shake hands. The Nuggets denied again in the section championship game, and Barnesville will play on. We'll come back. We'll hear from the winners and the trophy presentation. Final score in the game, Barnesville 34, Hawley 23.
Hawley would be a great place for you.
Come join us in Hawley. It's a great place to raise a family.
A vibrant community. Hawley has great schools. Opportunities for your family and sports as well as the arts. Great recreation and a fast-growing business community. Plus, Hawley is only 22 minutes from Fargo-Moorhead. If you're looking for a great place to live, visit Hawley, Minnesota. Learn more at hollywood.com.
These Barnesville merchants back the Trojans in their pursuit of the 8AA championship. Midwest Bank. Valley Egg Partners, with locations in Rothsay, Dilworth, and Barnesville. Purple Goose. Barnesville Drug and Hardware, providing small-town service for all your hardware and pharmacy needs. From your local Barnesville merchants, go Trojans!
Final score here is Barnesville 34, Hawley 23 for the 8AA championship. The Trojans going back to state for a third consecutive season. Let's name our Essentia Health player of the game, and that goes to Adam Tonsfeld. What a night he had, especially in the second half. Two monster touchdown runs to seal this game. A 28-yard run and a 37-yard run. And the big pick late in the game to seal it, to send the Trojans off to state for a third consecutive year. Let's go down to the field for the trophy presentation.
The Trojans will travel to Brainerd High School on Friday, November 9th at 7 p.m. to take on Moose Lake Willow River.
Great scene there. It's a sight they've got accustomed to seeing here over the last 3 years. Barnesville with a 5th section championship since 2009. Pretty good run.
That's a pretty good run for Coach Strand. And you know what? They kind of take after Coach's personality. He had some issues earlier this fall with health. Them guys came back. Boom. Did it all.
I don't think you can underestimate what the Barnesville players are doing for Brian Strand and for Hawley. They're all too accustomed with this walk after the section championship game. Nothing to hang their heads about. A fabulous season that ends at 9-2, but not the way they wanted it to end. Denied in the section championship game.
This is one of those games.
Straight year.
This is one of those games where, yeah, there was 11-point spread, but it could have went on for another hour. I mean, it really was. Like you said, they have nothing to hang their heads about. They ran out of time.
For Barnesville, they'll move on. As you heard, they're going to play Moose Lake Willow River next Friday night in Brainerd in the 8AA quarterfinals. Looking to get back to the Final Four and a trip down to U.S. Bank Stadium. The purple and white would fit in pretty well down at U.S. Bank if they can win one more game. And unfortunately for the rest of 8AA, a lot of this team is coming back.
Yeah, it's a young team. Very young team. Yep, sophomore quarterback going to be a junior. He's there 2 more years. You got some good kids on defense, and you got an 8th grader that played his butt off tonight.
Was really good. The Trojans will celebrate tonight. They improve to 9-2. The 2 losses they have this year are by combined 2 points. They lost by 1 point to Hawley and 1 point to Breckenridge. I mean, they're this close to having a perfect mark.
They played in two tough, tight games. They played a physical game. We saw it here tonight. I mean, we're up here in the booth, and this was a physical game. You know, I'll go down to a college game tomorrow, and it might not even be as physical as this game. I'm just going to tell you the truth, Tom. But these guys play physical.
And they get to celebrate tonight with a victory over their bitter rivals. We go down to the field to talk to the sophomore quarterback, and Adam Tonsfeld. What a night for this young man. Adam, congratulations on the game. What does this mean to knock off Hawley?
It means everything. I mean, this is what we work for day in and day out. I mean, this is our life. I mean, we knew coming in this week, we prepared more than we ever have, and it's incredible.
Tell me what changed you guys after that crazy Hawley touchdown. I made it 28-23. What did you guys say on the sideline after that?
We said, I mean, they got lucky. I mean, they made a good play. We missed a play. We knew that if we executed the rest of the game, there wasn't going to be a problem.
Third straight trip for you guys to the state tournament. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's never been done in Barnesville school history, and I'll tell you what, it feels incredible.
What does this mean for you guys to do this for Coach Strand? I know you guys, it means a lot to you, especially with the health issues he had a few months ago. What does that mean for you guys?
I mean, it means everything. There isn't a better coach around. He puts in more time. He really prepares us for these games, and I wouldn't want to do it for anyone else.
Adam, congrats on a great game tonight, and good luck next week.
Thank you very much.
Adam Tonsfeld, what a night for that young man. Just a sophomore, 2 huge touchdowns and a pick, all in the second half, as Barnesville will play on next week at the state tournament. Now joined by Chase Brenner, who had the 60-yard reception. Chase, first, let's go back to that play. Tell me what went through your mind when the play call was coming up, and how did it all come about?
Well, it was a play that we put in practice this week. I only ran it like 2 times, and I dropped one of them, and one of them was underthrown. So, I don't know. When it was in the air, I was just trying not to drop it, you know. I dropped the same play in practice. I was just trying not to drop it. I should have outran him. I should have had a touchdown, but it's all right. It was a good play. We scored.
What does this mean for you guys to knock off Hawley to go back to state?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I mean, we were the underdogs the whole year coming in. You know, their senior class is so good. I mean, I don't know, it just means the world. I wouldn't want to do it. I mean, we got the best fans in the world.
Adam mentioned it for you guys. That's never been done in school history to go to state for 3 straight years. Describe that feeling.
I don't know, it's the best feeling in the world. That's what we work all summer for. In the weight room, we lift. I mean, this is awesome. This is the best.
I know you guys went and visited Coach Strand when he was in the hospital back in March. To now have this, what does that mean for you guys to give him this gift to go on to state?
I mean, he's the one that pushes us every single day. He's the best coach in the world. He's easily the best coach. I mean, best coach I've ever had. He's awesome.
You guys going to sleep at all tonight?
Oh, I don't think so. No, it's a good night. It's a good night to be a Trojan.
Congratulations, Chase, on a great game, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's Chase Brenner, who had the longest reception of the night, the 60-yarder to haul it in, and sends Barnesville off to state. That's an Inspired group, and who knows what they might be able to do here over the next 3 weeks.
Inspired and impressive. They were an impressive group tonight.
This was a great fun. I can't wait for next week.
Neither can I.
What a great night of football here at the Fargo Dome. OTC knocks off Ada Borup in our first game, and the nightcap, it gave us everything we hoped it would be. Barnesville is heading to state for a 3rd straight year as they knock off the Hawley Nuggets 34-23. For Derek Bakken, our great technical crew, I'm Dom Izzo. Final score is Barnesville over Hawley 34-23. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week for the Dakota Bowl.
The absolute